everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Happy Saturday, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Brandon, how are you, my friend? Thank you for being here tonight with us.
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. Very excited, guys. We got a lot to talk about tonight. I don't know if everybody knows what's going on with this Umbra trooper. We're going to get into that. And then we're going to find some other things to talk about. But we also have to wait on Mike. Mike should be in at some point tonight, probably in about an hour or so. There was something else I was going to mention. What was I going to mention? We were talking about the trooper. We were talking about there was something else that I was going to bring up, but we'll get into it later, I guess. So let's see who's in the chat with us tonight. Let's go, guys. Let's go. We got Uncard in the house. How are you, my friend?
How you doing?
Welcome. He says, when only the best will do. When only the best will do. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. We got Joker Jay in the house. How are you, my friend?
How you doing?
Welcome. We got Harold in the house. How are you, my friend? Thank you for being here tonight. Hey, everybody heading home from Toylanta. Ooh. So I'll be listing. Nice. Hope everybody had happy Umbra Trooper Day yesterday. I know I did. Oh, we're going to get into that, my friend. What'd you get over there? You better post in the group, selfish. Unreal. Carter says, what will we be listing? Yeah, exactly. Unreal. Action in the box. Welcome, my friend.
How you doing?
Welcome. Thank you for being here. We got TK in the house. How are you, my friend?
How you doing?
I get nervous every time I see TK's name.
Why?
Team kills from back when I used to be a gamer.
Oh, but that's just the trooper stuff, though, I think. No?
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Stormtrooper designation.
Right. Yeah. Look at his icon picture. I think that's where it comes from. We got Bavo in the house. Happy Saturday, folks. Master. Yes, guys, there's 23 of you guys in here. Please hit that like button if you don't mind. I appreciate it.
How you doing?
Bavo requested a custom.
How you doing?
Bavo! Talent in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome.
How you doing?
Thank you for being here, my friend. We got Nefty in the house. How are you, my friend?
How you doing?
Welcome. Happy Saturday, guys. Happy Saturday. Hello, everyone. Welcome. This guy. Harold says on credit reviews, you have to pry. Unbelievable. The selfish guy already. Gilbert in the house. How are you, my friend?
How you doing?
Welcome. Talon, my friend. Thank you for being here. Guys, if you haven't checked out Talon's page, Talon, share your link for your channel so people can see some of your videos. All his videos are so classy. Just very simple videos, but they look beautiful. It's like mine, but better. Oh, man. We got Brandon in the house. How are you, my friend?
How you doing?
Okay, I guess.
Okay, I guess. Nathan in the house. How are you, my friend? Thank you for being
How
here.
you doing?
Let's see. Let's see, Joker Dre. Let's get the party started. We got Chris in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome.
How you doing?
Thank you for being here. We got Matt Platted in the house. How are you, my friend?
How you doing?
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I'm good, my friend. Thank you for being here. We got Thule in the house. Welcome.
How you doing? How you doing?
Right.
Oh, man. What's up, Zapco, bro? Hit that like button. Yes, guys, please don't forget there's 29 of you guys in here. Please hit that like button. Let's start the Saturday night off on the right foot. We got Luch in the house. Welcome, my friend.
How you doing? How you doing?
We got Axel in the house. Welcome, my friend.
I'm doing.
Thank you for being here. Welcome. This guy, unbelievable. We got Jeff in the house. Welcome.
I'm doing.
My God, there's 31 of you guys in here already. Thank you guys for being here. Welcome, everybody. We got Peyton in the house.
I'm doing. How you doing?
Peyton in the house. Welcome. We got Leo in the house, another channel member. My God, we're getting bombarded with the channel members.
I'm doing. How you doing?
Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Let's see. We got Big Dog Pet in the house. Welcome, my friend.
Doing.
Thank you for being here. It's Mo. It's Mo Mozzarella. Oh my God, is that the guy's name? Mo Mozzarella? I don't know the guy's name. Hell yeah, it's going to be enough. We got guys. There's so much drama going on right now. It's insane. Okay, insane. How you're doing? All right, guys. So, all right, Brandon, you ready?
I'm ready.
You ready for the drama? Okay, here we go. So, we have yesterday. All right, before we start, let me say hello to Khalid. Welcome, my friend.
I'm doing.
Thank you for being here. All right, so as you know, we got this guy, right? Nobody knew how many numbers, how many pieces, right? We see here that there's 15 worldwide, right? Apparently, the Hong Kong market had something like 300 pieces. Okay, I was told
China
that.
had 288.
Who did?
China.
So
I'm
I
guessing
know
I
Hong
know
Kong. I know Hong Kong had the 300 because Toys for Kiddos told me directly. I wasn't even able to get one from him. That's how quickly they sold out. Then apparently he had some wait lists going on, which I don't know what that means, but I didn't get it. And so yeah. So my first question to you is this: you started collecting how long ago again?
6 scale, about maybe a little bit longer, 2.5 years ago, maybe.
So you've already been around for this lottery stuff.
Dude, my first real like active lottery was at least with this new system was Anakin. And yeah, this is twice in a row that I got totally banged by the.
So you have gotten one?
No, not even.
That's right, because you only get Star Wars, so you didn't bother with Scarlet Witch or anything.
Right.
Gotcha. So, what do you think about the lottery system first and foremost?
Dude, it sucks. I mean, I understand, but like, there's nothing worse than them going, okay, you can get in line and wait for 3 hours. You're like, refresh. All right, now I'm in line. I'll keep an eye on it. Come back, check, make sure I haven't, make sure I'm pre-logged in, and got all my ducks in a row. And then the lotto hits. There's only going to be 1,000 pieces. The lotto hits, and then you're position like 1997, and like 97 was a great year. I love 1997, what I remember of it, but dude, that sucks. And there's only 1,000 pieces, and as soon as the lotto hits, you're in 2,000 place.
Right. That is. I think that is one of the most depressing parts of it, because even any time that there's a lottery to begin with, right? It's already limited. Period. So the moment you hit over 500, you're done. You're done immediately. So that is the one thing that I personally don't like, and even more sad to add on to that is the fact that for whatever reason, in the back of my mind, at least, right, I'm like, oh man, I hope even though you're already over 1,000, right, your number's over 1,000, you're like, oh man, I hope I get it. I hope I get it. And you're not gonna get it, but you still have that hope in the back of your mind, like, oh my God, please, I hope it just, for whatever reason, it glitches and it sends me to the order. That's why I stick around until it says, the item is sold out.
Bro, I'm not going to lie. There have been times, because I'm in 29 or 30 different 1/6 groups. And there have been times where I have to resist, but I want to go into every group and go, oh man, they're all sold out. Just see how many people I can get to close their tabs,
Can you imagine? Oh my god, that would be messed up. Let's see, we got Anthony in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here.
How you doing?
I don't know why that tickles me so much.
We have let's see who else is in here. Tully says, I hate the lotteries. Why, Tully? Let us know.
Tell us how you really feel, buddy.
Woo! Look who it is. Look who it is. Fake account, sub-collectors, back to UFC. Unbelievable. He's got a hit and run. He's got a hit and run. Unbelievable.
I'm doing.
Welcome, my friend. Thank you for stopping by. Enjoy your fights. We have, let's see who else is in here real quickly. E. Williams, Nichols. Oh my God, Brandon. Hi, girl. H-I-R-L. H-I-R-L.
Brandon H in real life. I go by Brandon H all the time.
Oh,
so
Brandon H.
knows that.
Oh, in real life. Gotcha. Good. Oh, this is what, your brother?
Yeah, we'll call him my brother. No, Will and I, we kind of tag team the groups a little bit. He likes parting out clones.
Oh, I got you.
Time, so we'll go ahead and we work together a little bit. He's a good dude.
Gotcha.
He's
Welcome.
definitely a goofball, but he's good dude. Good people.
Welcome.
Doing.
Being here. Let's see who else we got in here. We got Paul in the house. Welcome, my friend.
Doing.
Let's see who else we got. 4,300. 4,300. Let's see. I got there early, so started 40.
That's terrible. I was actually I was on 3 different accounts. I had 4 accounts. I had clients coming to me saying, "Hey, can you try and get me one?" And it's like, all right, just heads up. If you get one and I don't, I'm gonna hold a grudge.
No, can you imagine? That's crazy, right?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, and 5,000. I'm like, all right. If there was any sign that the universe was going to give me that I was not going to get one of these troopers, that was it.
No, it's insane. I still can't believe how they play everybody. And and the crazy thing is everybody sits. Everybody sits through the whole thing every time too. All right, so again, since there's not much, obviously, regarding Hot Toys, let's get back into the figure. So now we have more images directly from Hot Toys, and so we're going to get into them. I don't think they're much different than the ones we got originally. But so one thing I did notice, so I pointed out that for whatever reason, my favorite look was the Phase 1 helmet, right? For whatever reason, right? The one thing I did notice, though, was this pouch here. You can remove it, right?
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Well, pay attention. I had no idea. So because I'm looking, so let me go here. Hold on 1 second. Let me go here. So if you look at the picture, I want to show you the picture that I love. So I love this picture here, right? So it's the Phase 1. As you can see, there's no pouch here, right? So that's why, to me, right, it looks so much better because you see, here it is. So you got the whole clean chest, right? No pouch, the whole clean chest. So it looks like, like a Wolverine variant type figure. And then you got the Phase 1 helmet. It looks beautiful. Now, as you can see, you got the Phase 1 here with the pouch on, right? So I guess it's magnetic, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they probably use the same chest piece and everything that they put on Rex.
Right. So it looks like it's going to be magnetic detachable, at least, but it most likely magnetic. I don't see what else are they going to, give us to put that on there, especially if when you look at it without it, right? If you look at it without it, there's no, there's no indentation, there's no hole, there's no, nothing that says otherwise. You know what I mean? It's just the pouch just sitting on the chest. So most likely magnetic, like the other. I forget which one we've got before that was magnetic as well.
Yeah, it was Rex.
It was Rex,
Rex
right?
the only thing is I feel like they could have used a stronger magnet or maybe a slightly larger magnet.
Because it's weak and it wobbles.
Exactly.
Yep, I remember that. I remember that. And it doesn't sit properly. You try to sit it in a specific spot and it moves. So I think the magnet wasn't placed properly either. So give us your thoughts on the figure, obviously. What do you dislike about the figure? Start with that. If you were like had to pick something.
If I had to pick something, it'd be the pauldron. And I know I kind of went off on this a little bit last week, but the pauldron is definitely going to get in the way. You can't get those poses with the arm raised up at all. It's going to be like, if you're lucky, you'll be able to get like a straightforward arm raised on it.
You could kind of see it here too, because look, he's not going up much at all. And if you notice, to get that pose, what do? They tilted his whole body to give you that, you know, that kind of like raised arm look. Now, question.
Is that a new hand? That looks like a new hand, doesn't it?
Maybe.
Let me grab some. Oh no, you know what? That's a right hand. So yeah, I think it is a new one. Let me look real quick.
Yeah, it could be. I don't really, you know, notice hands because they all come. You know, I feel like every what do you call it? Every trooper or every clone comes with the same types of hands. You know?
Oh yeah, no, it's the same hand.
Yeah, they usually come with the peace sign. They come with the one finger up. They come with, you know, the trigger hand. They come with the grabbing hand. So it's usually the same stuff. So now going back to the lottery, Brandon, if you had to come up with your own system to do, you know, to sell these, obviously, you know, it's very fitting for you and your business. If you had to come up with a system like, not like this, but, you know, to do what Sideshow does regarding the limited pieces. So let's say you have, you know, an item that you have 300 of, and if you obviously want to sell it worldwide, right? Or at least in the US. Let's just say US, so keep it small. How would you do this without making people feel like we feel every time?
I spent a lot of time thinking about that this week. I think I would probably take a portion, maybe a quarter, and lotto them out to the top purchasers, the people who buy the most, and then a quarter to the people who buy the fewest. And the people who buy the fewest figures, they're probably going to pass on it anyways. And then I would.
Well, that you really think so? You really think so? Because I feel like the people who don't buy much are the ones who would buy those to sell them, to make money.
You know, I kind of thought that too, but I don't know. The impression, you know, the thought that the conclusion I came to was that if you're not buying all the time, you're probably not going to be on board. You know what I mean? Like it's not as big a deal to you. You know, I think if you go through and you if you're buying all the time, you know, those are the scalpers. Those are the guys that you got to look out for. You know, and I think that I don't think the person that's only buying a few figures every year is the one you have to look out for.
Yeah, but I mean, limited people. We're not talking about regular figures. That's what I'm saying. You got to remember, this is not just your regular standard release. Yeah. This is something that is strictly 300 period. That's it, forever, never again. You know, so I think it's got to be a little bit different than that. No.
Yeah, to a degree. I start thinking about the guys who deal overseas. Like you see them in the groups, they'll pop up sometimes. They'll make comments like ships directly from Hong Kong, something along those lines.
Right.
I think those are the guys that you got to be more concerned with, because the early adopters, the ones that are paying $450, $500 a pop for figures like this just to get them first.
Right.
Like, you know, the guys who are there when they release, like in Hong Kong specifically, you know, when the store opens, it's like, all right, we got them. Those are the guys I think you really have to look out for. I don't know that there are a ton of people that are buying from Sideshow and then turning around just with the intent of flipping them. You know, I mean, I didn't go to eBay and count the listings. I did see some pretty wild pricing though. I saw people.
I saw 800 plus.
Yep, I saw that too.
I was like,
I saw people offering to trade their crosshair for one.
Where did I see? No, I saw Americo. Shout out to Americo. He posted in the group. He said, I'll gladly trade my Spider-Man 2 Peter Parker 2.0 for an Umbra Trooper. I was like, how dare you?
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
It blew me away because, you know, there was even there was somebody who's kind of getting who's catching heat, we'll say. He was catching heat because he was trying to sell a crosshair for a pretty high price and it didn't have a head sculpt with it. And even when that person lined up and said, okay, I got this crosshair, I'll trade for an Umbra Trooper, you know, that caught some attention, caused a couple of waves. So that was interesting.
Can you imagine? No, everybody now, you know, it's crazy. I mean, I don't even see that trade happening anyway. You know what I mean? Like a crosshair for an Umbra. Like I understand the appeal, right, of the Umbra, but it's like if you have crosshair, you already have the other three. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or the other two. No, the other three. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like be perfectly okay without crosshair in your collection?
No. So I think that's somebody who's kind of looking either to clear up space or, trying to capitalize.
No. Well, so again, my point is this. You cannot compare a crosshair to an Umbra, period. That's just it, right?
But people are doing it though.
No. They're doing it because they think they can, because of the fact that it's number one, the crosshair clearly is very limited, right? But my thing is the reason why I don't think it's a fair trade to begin with, and I mean on the Umbra side, right? So number one, crosshair, even though it's limited, there is absolutely no way that is limited to the same numbers as the Umbra.
Right.
That's number one. So that's why right there, right, just from that alone, already it's not a fair trade, right? Obviously, whoever falls for that, that's your problem. But regarding just that alone, it's not a fair trade. Number two, you can justify it by saying, well, crosshair is going for 700 plus, right? Which is what's actually happening.
Sure.
So it'll be, so I'd rather miss out on, a $700+ figure so I could get a very, 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 very extremely rare, cheaper figure. So the trade-off, again, to me, it doesn't add up. Like I would never say, all right, I'll give you my crosshair I'll give you my Umbra for that cross. Never. Because the value, even long term, just because of the amounts that were made, it would never add up. Go ahead.
And I was kind of pausing that, but I'm not looking at this as there's only 1,500 and there's more crosshairs. The direction that I'm coming from with it is Dark Side Anakin, okay, which is, the DSA is what everybody goes ahead and uses to judge when it comes to those rare figs. That one still drops for $650, $700.
Okay.
Crosshair is up that high simply because he's just not attainable. Okay, right. So supply and demand at work there. I think that if people are willing to put that kind of valuation on it, and again, we're not saying people have these troopers, their pre-orders done, and they're saying, I want to trade it for a crosshair. It's the other way around. It's people with crosshairs are saying, I will trade my crosshair if you give me that.
Well,
trooper.
That's my point. That's what I'm saying. I would never. That's exactly meaning I would never, in the sense of if I were the Umbra owner, I would never do that trade ever.
Yeah.
Because
I can see people doing it. In fact, there was one guy that I know that's like, dude, do you know where I can get a crosshair for this? And I'm like, just check the groups, man. I don't want to touch that one. It makes me feel dirty. But yeah, somebody did ask me.
So I could tell you this. That person definitely doesn't just have one of them. I could tell you that.
That's probably a fair assessment. I know.
Because think about it. To want to get rid of something this limited to avoid, because again, remember what it's going up for already. Right. And that's just the figure's not even out yet. This is just a pre-order. Right. So once we actually know the numbers that are out, once it starts shipping and everybody gets theirs, that's when you're really going to know, the scarcity and the demand of it. Right.
Actually, just to line you up on that one, I was looking at was it OSR? I can't remember. Anyways, people were posting screen captures of their order completed page, and they all say ships today, ships next day air, ships today, ships today. So I'm wondering if they're not already in hand and that they're starting to ship out. Maybe they'll start shipping on Monday. I don't know.
Funny you say that because I did hear that too, but I heard that it was shipping immediately, but immediately I didn't mean like the same. I didn't think it was the same day,
Right.
But I did hear that it was shipping immediately. So I didn't know that meant like, right away. So my thing is, going back to the whole how you would sell the 300. Let me just say hello to the Thor. Hello, my friend. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I been trying to say hello to you for the past 20 minutes.
I'm doing.
I don't want you to think it's your cologne again. Last time he said hello and I completely missed him, and he's like, "Is it my cologne?" Oh man. Let's see. I dislike the figure because the resellers ate. TX boy, welcome. How are you? Nice to see you.
I'm doing.
Let's see. Fast, I apologize in advance. All the photos. Oh man, unbelievable.
How dare you?
Unreal. If they're really limited, there should be number. Yeah, but Hot Toys, Hot Toys has done that twice, right? They did it with the Lokis with the stickers. They did it with the quarter scale golden Midas, not Midas, golden quarter scale, whatever it was. Yeah, golden Midas was for a quarter scale. That was number 2. And so it's not something that they do all the time. Clearly they don't feel it's necessary to give it value, right? Look at the quarter scales. They sold out pretty quickly and now they're going for crazy money. The stickers, I don't even think they're doing that well to begin with. And so it's not something that gives figures more value being numbered, as you can see, right? Like I just mentioned, that sticker pack is not doing better than this Umbra. And that sticker pack, that Loki sticker pack, President Loki sticker pack, is numbered. So what does that say? Clearly numbered in the Hot Toys game means nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if they were going to do some kind of modifier on it, like maybe a nameplate that's numbered, so you could have like the nameplate saying Umbra Arc Trooper, and then underneath number X of this many, but that's etched the same way. I mean, I suppose that could probably work, or if the base was signed by whomever voiced the character or something along those lines. But yeah, just the number, just like a slip, like having a card numbered just for number. I don't know. That I wanted to point out that comment because that comment by Nathan is actually pretty on point, and I like that. Yeah, Sony going ahead and giving people first dibs based on what they spend, because that's he's got a great point. That's how you get it into the hands of the fans rather than the flippers like Kote. Where's he at?
Well, my question to you was this. So my question was to avoid, right, to have your customers, your personal customers, right? This is your situation. You have 300 again. 300 worldwide. That's it. You have your customers. They're coming to you for these 300 pieces. You obviously want to take care of everybody, but you clearly can't. So to prevent and avoid people feeling deflated, feeling upset, feeling annoyed, right, from this whole system, you mentioned you would give it to the ones who spend the most. And then obviously, the ones who spend the least wouldn't buy it anyway. My point was, in a situation like this, everybody, whether you want it for your collection or you want it for resale, everybody's going for the piece, period. Right? I think, most likely, people are already mentally prepared to not get one. Right? They're just
maybe I'm a wino, but I wasn't. I when I locked in, I was determined. I was determined to get one, if for no other reason than to click the buy now button, But
right. Well, that's right. So let's just say you're a different story. But in general, like for example, when I go into these situations after my first lesson, which was Anakin, right? And I still, like I said, I haven't gotten a single one yet. After my first lesson, I was like, this is not fun. This is not exciting. This is, this sucks. Obviously, you go for the second one, hoping the same, hoping that, you're going to get it. Happened again and again and again. And it just keeps happening. So I already go in. I'm most likely not going to get it, but I still go try, right? I still go for it. So my point is, again, let's say you have 1,000 customers. Even the ones who don't buy much are going for that piece, whether it's because they want it for their collection, whether it's because they want to resell the piece, right? They want to make money off of it because they really could care less for it. Now, what would you do? What would you do to avoid your customers feeling the type of way because of the amount of pieces that are available?
It's difficult to say without having to manipulate the client base.
Right.
Because another thought that I had that I kind of played with and then threw out the window was you could do them in batches. So you could say, okay, Monday morning at 10 a.m. we're going to do, it's going up, and half of everybody's going to be pissed because they're at work, they won't be able to camp on it and so on. But if you've got 1,000 of them, then you do 250 then, and maybe on Wednesday in the evening you do another 250. You know what I mean? But that I don't know if you're going to start making the client feel like, oh, they're just going to jerk me around still. I think that gives a wider berth to the audience. Like, you're not just targeting people who are available at one time. The other solution would be to have the exclusive and then the non-exclusive. So I could see having 1,000 of these, doing the lotto and having the system, and then 5,000 people pissed off because they missed out at the end of the day. But then the next day going, okay, now here's the regular version, doesn't have as much stuff, but at least you get to have it. So I think that would probably help the thing too, because the rumor on this one is that there's going to be a non-exclusive version that comes at between April and May. So it'll probably have fewer helmets. I hope it doesn't have just the one, but it'll definitely have fewer helmets. But so that's what I was thinking too. Like, why would they let the hype cool off? If you have this exclusive version, get it out in the same week. If you have the standard version too, I think that would probably make a lot of people feel better, because you're going to have people that are lit because they missed out on the exclusive. Then you're going to have people who are lit because they spent the time being in the lottery and got pounded behind it. So I think that if you could come back a day or a couple days later and say, but here's all the regular ones, then you're going to make a lot of those really upset people less upset. I mean, I tell you, there were some rage posts like in OSR, in 1.6,
because it's frustrating as hell.
Yeah. But when I say rage posts, like, I don't mean this sucks and this is terrible. I mean, F this, F that, F all of you, and I'm going,
you're cool.
Like, there's some zingers in there,
No, that's insane.
Like, bro, I want to pay for your therapy session.
No, but it is because, again, I'm going to give you an example of myself. When you go from, not even myself, just in general, everything being available at one point, right? To, even if it was limited, you could still get it overseas. Yeah, you had to overpay, but you could still get it, right?
Sure.
Now it's like you can't even come near it. It's not even like, all right, you know what? I missed it on Sideshow. I could get it, overseas. If you don't have your overseas hookup, you're going to miss out, period. Mm-hmm. Again, specifically these very, very, limited pieces. Like I said, I messaged Toys for Kiddles, and I said, hey, I was watching the site the entire day yesterday, constantly refreshing, completely forgot about it. When I went back to check, the figures were posted, sold out. I said, are you kidding me? So I messaged him. I said, hey, are you getting more? He's like, I don't know. We only got 300 in Hong Kong. I don't know how many I'm going to be able to get, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, oh my God. So then he put this right next to the sold out one. He put another listing that says a wait list, right? And I was like, all right, I don't know what this means. He's never done that before, right? It feels like a pre-order, right? Because it says on the thing you got to pay for it, and obviously if you can't get your piece, he'll refund your money. So that to me felt like a pre-order a little bit. So I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I said, so I told him, I said, if you come up with more, let me know and I'll get one. So I wasn't even able to get one, period. Nefty says people have paid $660 on eBay so far. What do you think of that price? That's not bad. I mean,
I don't know. Those higher prices, they kind of excite me sometimes, but at the end of the day, a thing is worth whatever somebody is willing to pay. So I think if they're willing to pay it and they get what they want, by all means, who are we to judge what they go ahead and what they do with their hobby? So
TX Boy says, yeah, crazy how this thing turned grill overnight. Not only that. Well, I don't think, number one, I don't think it has to do with the clones only, right? It's a lot going on with the figure, right? You got 3 helmets, you got a completely different look, you got a video game line that doesn't happen all the time, you got a bunch of, not a bunch, you got very, very limited amounts, right? So it's a combination for disaster right there. It's not just because it's a trooper whatsoever. It has nothing to do with that. Because you would have had this, any other limited figure, even Star Wars. It doesn't necessarily have to be a trooper, but you can have any Star Wars limited, gone, just like that. So it's not only the character, even though obviously the character is a big deal. It's not only the character, because if you think about it, right? Where would you really put this in your display and your collection? Where would this belong? Nowhere.
Yeah,
Nowhere.
That's a really good point, because it's like I was kind of considering that when I was waiting in line, and I was I don't even know why I was waiting in line.
I'm telling you, it's not a trooper that belongs anywhere. It's not a trooper that fits in anywhere. It's not anything that belongs with any line, right? So it's not something that it's necessary for anybody's collection, unless, number one, you're a trooper fan, right? You love the troopers. You Star Wars fan. You don't mind the color scheme. You love the video game, or you played the video game. You're like, oh, those are cool. There are so many things besides just the fact that it's a trooper, and my whole point of this is, again, like I said, it doesn't go with anything. So it's not necessary for anybody's collection. Period.
I don't know. I'm looking at all the figures that just stay in their boxes. I think I could do with seeing the cigar band on my shelf. But, right there.
On the shelf. Unbelievable.
Right. Yeah. Actually, you know what, Fab? You've convinced me. Screw this figure. I don't want this figure. It's trash, dude.
Nobody. Yeah. Can I have yours? So so another thing, TX Boy, that I noticed was the price going up within the minutes. Okay. By resellers, it started at something like $340, I believe, something like $340. Then it went up to $395 or $390. Then it went up to $4 and change, just like that. Every time they figured out that they were getting more, it was just boom, and then another 50, boom, and it was just crazy. So that, to me, was mind-blowing, to a certain extent, because we know that they go up when they're limited like this, but not $50 every half hour. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell?
Well, here, let's play with the chat a little bit. Let's pretend for a minute that Zapco has one of these on the way.
Ooh.
Okay. Say me in all capitals if you would pay $650 for it.
Wait.
Yikes.
So who in the chat, guys, let us know. Who in the chat would pay how much?
$650.
600. Guys, hypothetical, but maybe. But not really, but maybe.
We just killed the chat. We just killed the stream. Everybody leaves.
Everybody left. Tully says, when they limit these, scalpers get their hands on them before actual. That is very true. That is very true. People who actually don't want them, who would just want to sell them, I feel like get them way before everybody else. Especially overseas.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with the shoe game there, but I have seen some videos of dudes trying to sell knockoff shoes at conventions and stuff, and it gets pretty wild. I didn't know that there was a market like that, a secondary market for shoes, but I guess that's a thing. Yeah.
You got a fan.
Austin. Oh, look.
I'm doing.
I like Austin. Austin's so nice. He's so nice. He's so polite all the time too. I just want to get mad at him for no reason.
Oh my God. Welcome, Austin. Thank you for being here. We have I'll trade a Mesco with for a Commander Cody. Can you imagine? You guys are insane. Will Hot Toast drop a Crosser 2.0? I doubt it. it. I think they're so here's the thing. Any other time, I would say to you guys, they're gonna make a reissue. They can make a reissue, right? That's the possibility, right? That's the only possibility. A reissue to give you the same figure, right, at a higher price, maybe, right? A little bit slightly higher price, and to be able to give you the figure again and make that much more money. Why do I say this? Is it guaranteed? Not likely. But the only reason why I say this is because we know that at this moment, there is absolutely no eBay market for any of these figures. Anything that's been released since like 2020, it's still sitting, everywhere. So
Yeah.
because of that, right? Because of the fact that they were able to kill the eBay market, right? By reissuing, by constantly making, the reissues and very similar figures like the K2SO and the whatever droid, what do they call it? It was named K2SO in the one movie in Drogue One, and then it was something droid in the
KX Enforcer droid.
Right, KX Enforcer. So same figure, same exact figure, twice, different brands, a couple of different accessories, right?
That box is different though too. Like when the box says K2SO on it.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what, what I'm saying. It's got to be different to a certain extent, but it's the same figure. Period. You know what I mean? Obviously, they scuffed it up. They made it look different, right, but it's the same figure. So my point is the fact that Hot Toys has been able to kill the eBay market. They see Crosshair going for what it's going for. Again, can they easily come out and say, reissue, here you go? Absolutely. Just to kill that eBay market. Do I see it happening? I don't know. Do I really feel like, is it worth it for them to be like, hey, let's do a second batch of Crosshairs? I feel like if they leave it alone as is now, what that's going to do is give the other figures more hype and want people to want to buy the set and hope to get the Crosshair. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm on board with what you're saying. I just don't know. Like I feel like I don't think there's somebody at Hot Toys who's like checking eBay going, okay, well the demand on this is high, so let's reproduce it. I would think that they probably just don't care. I don't think a lot of manufacturers care at all about the secondary market. You're absolutely right though when it comes to, like, I can tell you, I know people who are selling off their Hunter and Echo simply because Wrecker is starting to go up in price, and I mean Crosshair is basically unattainable. Right. So yeah, you're going to see people. I mean, people are dropping out of their other two figures because they just feel like they're not going to be able to lock it down. So I mean, that's more the rule. I talk to around probably 70 or between 70 and 90 people every weekend. Every single weekend, I talk to that many people. And that is one thing that I consistently hear is that it's like, yeah, I'm going to be getting off of my Hunter and Echo because I know Crosshair, I'm not going to be able to get them. So I think that
makes sense.
I don't know how off I am with my timing, but I feel like Crosshair was one of the figures that was announced like just before COVID or just after COVID. I can't recall when exactly it was announced, but I feel like what we're seeing with Crosshair, the shortage of Crosshair probably has to do with everybody, in that country being forced to stay home and, the worldwide, concern and a lot of, because, like a perfect correlation is the microprocessor shortage. COVID caused a worldwide semiconductor shortage. Microprocessors couldn't be built.
From Taiwan, wasn't it? From Taiwan?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that bottlenecked literally the entire world. There was not a new Raspberry Pi board that came out for like 18 months because of it. When they were planning on releasing, I think they were planning on releasing the 5 at that point. And then there was just no availability. And we saw that with a lot of different items.
But now question. So you're saying that could be the case for Crosshair, but wouldn't that be the case for multiple figures? Which hasn't happened though. Give me another figure around that era, around that, that time that Crosshair was up for pre-order, because I can guarantee you during that whole period there had to be multiples available, for pre-order during that time when that was announced. So whatever couple figures, there's got to be at least 2 to 3 figures within that time frame, at least, to see, if those have been affected, with those numbers like Crosshair, because I don't think that's the case at all, because we would have seen, look how long ago Crosshair was released. Have we seen that shortage with any other figure after Crosshair? Absolutely not. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I would have never even thought of that, because I would have known if you would have mentioned that, and Crosshair would have been the only figure that would have been shorted like this. I would have said you're 100% correct.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now, and it was actually, my purchase date was October 14th, and that was day one for me. So that's the date that it hit. So maybe you're right on that. I'm struggling with understanding altogether, like Echo and Hunter, like they're everywhere. I mean, people are selling them in bundles for $300 all over the place.
Crazy.
So why is it we have so many of those and so few of these? So it's definitely a weird situation.
That is actually a very good point, because what I was going to say to what you just said was, maybe a lot of people didn't order as many Echoes and Hunters, but that doesn't make sense, because then why the hell would you want Crosshair if you don't have the other two already? You know what I mean? So that's why I was going to say, it just, that doesn't add up. That logic doesn't add up. So it's very weird. It's very weird what you're saying. It's very true. That why is that the case? Because it wasn't like, for example, let's say it was Echo first and then Crosshair, and then that causes the shortage. No, it was already the third figure in the line. You know, so you should have seen the hype already from at least Hunter. I
wonder. I wish there was a way to kind of quantify or to find out what the numbers were. Because I mean, you can kind of see, like, the argument could be made that, Crosshair was like, because he was like the not the rebel, but because he was like, he didn't get along with anybody else. He was like the lone wolf style. You could see more people wanting him.
He was the Raph.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, how many people are you going to get that are like, I have to have Crosshair?
Exactly.
Oh, but I don't care about the rest of them.
That's what I'm saying. And again, the hype would have started, if there was any hype for the line, it would have started after Hunter, if there was going to be any hype, right? Echo was an incredible figure all the way around. Hunter was a good figure as well. I don't think it was as good as Echo because of the fact that it was two completely different figures. Echo was more robotic. Echo was just more, to me, more appealing as a figure, right? Hunter has its own appeal as well, but it's two completely different worlds of figures. Accessory wise, also, right? Echo was, beats Hunter with accessories all day long. All these attachments, these arm attachments that you get, all the different looks. So that alone, right? Those two figures are out, and you're going to say, man, I can't wait for the third one, right? But even so, right? It has to be a numbers game. It has to be that there were not many produced by whatever reason. For whatever reason they were not made. It's got to be that. It's got to be that they were not made as many numbers as they were made for Echo and Hunter. There is no way that they made the same numbers for everything else. Again, why? Who knows? We'll probably never know. But it just doesn't make sense. And TX Boy has a good point here. He says, the Arena Boba Fett was limited to 800, though, and that one started to tank. This could potentially drop, but the fact everyone wants more than one, it's unlikely. So I don't think this is going down by any means at all. Okay, I think the Boba Fett thing is a different situation, in the sense of, yeah, it was limited. Clearly, obviously, as we see, I don't think there was limited, as limited as these. But on top of that, right, the fact that it was a comic book line, I think, was the difference between the demand of Arena Boba and the demand of this guy. Like I mentioned earlier, how many comic book, figures have we gotten?
Yeah, not many. In
Right.
fact, Boba Fett was CMS 11, CMS
Right.
11.
Right.
So yeah,
So,
there's
but no,
not
but
even
even
15 of
so,
them, I'm sure.
but even more interesting, how many Star Wars comic book figures have we gotten?
Oh, right. Yeah.
No, none. None. That was the first one. Wasn't it?
I gotta think so. I mean, I could get. Let me see if I can find a.
Because Marvel, we've gotten plenty. Marvel, everything we get is comic book.
Right.
You know? But Star Wars, as far as I know, I don't remember ever seeing anything comic book for Star Wars specifically. Right. So that to me, again, I'm just assuming. I don't know. But
Yeah.
that
No, they're all Marvel except for the first couple. The
it-
first couple are 20th
they're
Century Boys.
well, yeah, they're anime. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
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 So
The first couple are that, but yeah. Otherwise, they're all. I'm looking at them, and they're all Marvel
right.
except
So there
for.
you go. So number one, the comic book line is not as popular as a MMS, right? Or a TMS at this point, depending on what figure we're talking about. But overall, right, the CMS line is not as popular. Again, depending on what it is. Umbra, the reason why it's completely different, and I think we mentioned this before, is because number one, it's a video game line that Hot Toys only made maybe a couple times before, maybe twice, right?
Sure.
Snow Trooper double pack being the one that I remember the most. Anything after that, I don't really remember. I know there must have been, at least two other releases that were VGM, Star Wars VGM. But when it comes to that specific, labeling VGM, it's not something common for Star Wars. It's not something common, specifically for Hot Toys. So, that. Number two, you get 3 helmets. What is one of the main points of any trooper? To army build. If you love troopers,
exactly.
you army build. So they're giving you 3 helmets to put that in your head that, oh my God, I could get 3 looks out of this.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what they're doing? We're not going to get you. We're not going to allow you to get 3 of these. That's disgusting.
It is.
No, that's disgusting. Because they're playing, and that's what causes the hype. Because the moment you see, I can get 3 looks out of this, you're going to want at least 2.
Mm-hmm.
I
mean, that's exactly what I went through.
Exactly.
As soon as I saw this figure and I saw the 3 different helmets, I said, oh, phase 1, that's cute. But I'm definitely in for 2.
That's what I'm saying. So it's appealing no matter what. No matter what. Again, you're going to want at least 2. Good luck trying to get 2 if you can, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
But you're going to pay. If you can, you paid for them. Period. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Right? Because not everybody's selling you more than one. You're most likely going to get it in multiple places, right? So, but you're gonna if you get 3, you're gonna pay for 3, right? So
yeah.
The fact that they did all these things, they're showing you, like I said, you got the pouch on one look, then you got the no pouch look on the other, right?
Yeah.
The fact that you got 3 weapons, you get the rifle, you get the rifle blaster, and you get the 2, the 2 pistols, the 2 little blasters, right? They're giving you so many options for one body.
Yeah.
Right? What do you think that's going to do to people, again, whose first thought is trooper, army build? Not only that, but it's something completely different and new that we've never gotten before. Completely different paint color, completely different look, completely different styles. And again, the 3 different looks in one. We already got that with the 501st, right? With the 3 helmets,
the deluxe
right?
one, yeah.
With the deluxe, correct. Now we're getting this as a, $300 and something trooper. Another moneymaker for them. These troopers are no more than $60 to them, if that. And that's a lot. That's a lot. Saying that that cost of these things is $60. Absolutely not, because these things are made, wholesale. So this is not, breaking the bank for them. And again, all of this is reused, which is even the biggest slap in the face.
Yeah, what's kind of funny is that I've got my partner. We've mentioned it, but we never really talked about it. That I partner with some of the best customizers in the community, and one of these guys is an absolute perfectionist, and it's funny because like it borders on, man, like ease up, but he had a whole laundry list of reasons why he hates this figure, and it kind of like I'm excited about it simply because I feel like it's going to lead to other ARC troopers down the road, but like there are some issues with the phase 1 helmet that is interesting because you don't see a lot of people talking about it, but it's definitely not 100% accurate. So, I mean, that's
Meaning
the sort
from
of thing
what?
doesn't really
Like,
bother me a whole
from
lot.
the Clone Wars show or from what?
No, from what? Okay, because this is kind of considered. It's not a phase 1 helmet. They consider it a phase 1.5, and it's got to do with like the shape of the fin, and then I think there's something to do with the chin as well.
Isn't it this like not part of the phase 1 also? Or is
The
it?
rangefinder, you see them in ARC troopers, but not on the original phase 1, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
So I think there are aerators. There are vents, I think, in that. Oh, maybe you can see them there, but yeah, there's
vents. You see vents here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So then, but yeah, like he had some choice complaints about it, and it just kind of made me think, because on the one hand, like I'm definitely hyped for, this tells me that other ARC troopers along the way are on the way. Like, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Fives and Echo, to the point to where, one of our projects that we want to offer pretty soon is a custom Fives and Echo that are made from almost entirely Hot Toys parts. So some of them are casted.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's actually pretty neat, and the guy's work is definitely top notch. So we're going to start offering those because Hot Toys won't. But this kind of gives me hope. I mean, I absolutely adore custom printed figs. I've got another partner, actually on my profile picture. My profile picture on YouTube is a collection of four 212s that I had recently done through him, and he's amazing. He's fantastic. When you put his figures next to Hot Toys, you can't tell the difference. Yeah, there it is there. So you genuinely can't tell the difference, and it's great. So on the one hand, it's like, we want to be able to offer these things and put them out there. On the other hand, it's like, it'd be nice to be able to get like the box, the art print, and all those sorts of things as well. So, but the as far as, army building and having different looks, I mean, that was my first thought too. I didn't notice the ammo pouch until, you pointed it out today, but like, I mean, having 2 or 3 of these and having them all with different helmets and different combinations of ammo pouches and stuff, different weapons. I mean, I've always got gear laying around, but like, I have a bunch of weapons in my 501st boxes. I got 2 deluxes and I've got 2 standards, and each one comes with 3 blasters,
right,
a rocket launcher,
exactly.
2 other blasters.
Exactly.
So, there are definitely a lot of different looks out there, and that's why I was so hyped on this one. That's what initially, when it went to when they said that there were only going to be 1,500 of them worldwide, I thought, well, that's really lame, because I need 3 of them, at least 2,
right?
But I need 3 of them, So
no, just slap in the face. We got Mark in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. See you, my friend. Welcome. We got E says some people may just go for it because it's exactly no, and that's it.
That's true. Saying earlier,
the only reason why they would. It's for the appeal. It's for the chase, right? And whether they keep it or not, that's their problem. But a lot of people will go for things, again, just for the adrenaline of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just for that rush. Ferrari rewards its loyal customers by allowing them the opportunity to purchase their newest vehicles. You have to previously. Oh yeah, that I know. I mean, I would hope so. If you're a millionaire constantly buying, $1 million cars or $250,000 cars, be like, at least hook me up with the first one. My God. Thank you, my friend. Guys, don't forget to sub if you haven't yet. Hit that like button, please. There's 43 of you guys in here. Don't forget. Thank you, Brandon. I was thinking the same thing. It's common sense thing to do, even if you... Exactly. Nathan says I could live with a regular release, just one helmet. Nathan, don't play it down, Nathan. We want it all. We want it all. You're right. My fault, Nefty. LOL. I think that ladder system is perfect. This made me collecting fun again. It's not a matter of money. It's also a chance. Perfect. That is true too. Can you imagine?
That's it. I want to fight. I want to fight uncarded.
Can you imagine if this happened with every figure? Like this was
Yeah,
just
you know what?
for every Hot Toy figure.
I would be out so quickly.
Oh, I would probably be out too. I would
Yeah.
immediately be like, this is not even worth it anymore. Yep, 100%. Absolutely. Khalif says, bet TW got a lot, a lot for sale. Oh my god.
Dude, somebody bought one from them.
Oh
They
my
have them listed.
God. For how much?
Got them listed for like $415. And somebody posted in one of the groups, "Hey, I took one for the team, guys." So shout out to my boy Carlos. He bought from Toys Wonderland.
Well, I mean, the good thing is, like you said, they're apparently shipping right away, so they got to have them in hand already. You know.
Hopefully.
So exactly. Hopefully is the what do you call it? The right word here. Let's see who else is in here real quickly before we continue. The Thor says my wife texted me while I was waiting online to ask me. Imagine. Oh my god. Joker J. The Cody helmet is usually left out. That the one I like the most, like with Heavy, where the one is usually sold alone, like with Cody Vaughn or the Heavy. Do you know if Sideshow lottery system is secure from bots?
That's the whole reason they do it.
Well, that's correct. That's why they started doing that. Yep.
Yeah. I remember like the lottery system I know is relatively new, and that was the talk of the day, is that I don't know, there's something about waiting in that line eliminates bot accounts from being able to queue up. So,
and even if you refresh, like it doesn't remove you from your spot at all.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like they could somehow hack it, you know, or affect it, you know. Can Hot Toys trusted
be trusted?
If they are not numbered, how do we really know if they're actually limited? And won't say we're making another batch later because of pop. Well, I mean, you could kind of gauge if they say something's limited just by looking on eBay, but that could also, you know, not be so accurate, because again, if you look at that numbered Loki, that President Loki that's numbered, it's still sitting for retail, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You can't really go by that for everything, but most of the time that'll work. No?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose we were talking a little bit about that earlier. I just there's not a whole lot of value to it unless I think you're going to give additional accessories for something that's numbered. So yeah, I mean, if they're going to do it this way and then call it 1500, yeah, they should probably be numbered, at least a card, I guess.
But but again, like I mentioned with the Loki pack, and like I mentioned with the quarter scale, you know, they sold out 1, 2, 3. But the Loki packs, right? I think the reason why that didn't do so well, and I don't think it's the only reason, but I think it's one of the reasons. Number one, they had already made a President Loki, right? Number two, the biggest thing of that numbered pack is stickers. Why are you giving a grown man stickers? No, that's like, you know, like it's cool. Like the appeal to me, right, was number one, the fact that it was numbered. It was the very first thing that they had made, as far as I knew, that was numbered. That's why I bought 2. Okay. Number 2, another reason why I bought 2 was it came with this, and I will never regret getting this. I don't know if it'll reach, but let me. Come on. There we go. This is my very, very first light box that I've ever owned, and it came with that figure. So that's a second reason why I said, you know what? I'm going to get it so I can have a light box. Again, I love light boxes. I don't have anywhere to put them. So I was very happy with this one.
And so I know, to me, a light box is something else. What is that, like a light up base? Or what?
No.
Exactly is it?
It's literally a light box. That's what it is. It's not like, it's just not big or rectangular like they usually are, but it's a light box. I just don't have it plugged in because it doesn't reach, but it's a light box. This lights up like a light box. It's a light box.
Oh, okay.
It's got the switch on the side and everything.
Ah, all right.
Yeah, no, it's a light box. It came with the figure as a light box, but it's, you know, it's actually, it's you know, obviously smaller than, you know, your full size light box. And so that was one of the reasons why I said, oh, I don't own a light box. That's a perfect, reason for me to buy it. But again, my point is, why the hell would you give a grown man stickers? And it wasn't like 2 or 3. It was like a whole bunch, right? Like, what are we going to do with stickers? Like, what are we, at least give us like cool decals or something, but not stickers. You know what I mean? Like, it's like for kids. It's like, your box on it says what, age 15 and up. What is a 15-year-old going to do with stickers too?
The last time I got stickers, I bought a case I bought a Nintendo Switch only to play Breath of the Wild. And I bought like a protection kit for it and everything. And it came with stickers. And I was like, okay, great. These are cool stickers. Oh yeah. All right. I peeled one off and I looked around. I'm like,
yep, exactly.
And I wound up sticking it in my journal. And somewhere I still have a sheet with like 8 more stickers on it. And I just,
oh my God.
Yeah. I don't understand that either,
It's like, what is the point? So
exactly.
I can tell you that alone turned a lot of people off, because it's like, again, I don't care about that stuff. So that's why I was like, you know what? I'd rather have the figure that is numbered, and I'm not going to use the stickers anyway. I'm not buying it for the stickers anyway. So who cares? That was my mentality,
right.
Buying the thing. So, is it worth it? Not really. Right. Clearly, the whole point of me bringing this up is having the figures be numbered doesn't really mean anything. Again, specifically in the Hot Toys game, there, as far as I know, there has only been 2 figures: the quarter scale Midas and the President Loki. As you can see, 2 completely different worlds of figures. You can't compare them. You can't say, oh, it's the same thing, because it's not. A quarter scale collector is not the same as a 6 scale collector, even though when it comes to Hot Toys, is usually one and the same, right? A 1/6 scale Hot Toys collector is usually okay buying a quarter scale Hot Toys figure, right? It's not something abnormal. It's not something out of the ordinary. You know what I mean? So it's not something that is uncommon. But, it's these stickers that, to me, were the reason why a lot of people were not even interested in the Loki. I think if they would have given us, forget giving us anything else, remove the stickers, and it would have been more appealing for people. I'm serious, because you would have had, because another thing, it came with a T-shirt. It comes with a T-shirt as well. So it comes with a Loki T-shirt, right? Which it's a size large. So I got to lose another 100 pounds to fit in it. And then it comes with the light box, right? And then a few other things I don't even remember. So it's not even that like crazy, like, oh my God, this is amazing. No, right? So I think that's what killed it. So my point is, numbered figures, I don't think they really matter, again, in the Hot Toys world. As you can see, there's no need to number these to cause the hype on a figure, to cause people to want to buy the figure, to make people want to buy the figure. So it's unnecessary. What is numbering a figure going to really do for us? Nothing. It's going to sit on your shelf just like the ones that are unnumbered, period. It's not going to do anything. It's just not. The only reason why people would want something numbered would be for what? To feel like they got some value when they go sell it. Well, no, when they go sell it, that's it.
Oh, well, yeah, there you go.
That's it. What did you say?
I was going to say status, so that way you can be able to say, I got a low number. Well, because that's what I get with these Shaq figures, funny enough. And my apologies to Carlo. I haven't shipped his out yet, but I will. It'll go out Monday. But with the Shaq figures, I've got, they were limited to 350. I've got a few. And a lot.
It's like they were limited to 350. I got 300.
Yeah, okay. I'm looking for the lie. Let me see. Give me a magnifying glass trying to find the lie. But but I do, when I sell them, people do ask for the lower numbers. So I mean, I didn't get a number 1. If I would have got a number 1,
so that's the whole point. That's the whole point of having something numbered. You want the low number. What the hell is the difference?
It's the only point I've been able to come up with, man.
Really?
And that's just because people ask for it, like.
What would I got the first one made. Who cares? You know what I mean?
Like you want to get to a whole new level of nerd stuff here. So there's a rule. Okay, so never mind my workspace. Oh yeah, no, here. Let's see. Never mind my workspace, my inventory room that is absolutely crammed. You can't even see all of it, but each one of these little boxes represents a figure that I've got parted out right now. And oh gosh, I was going somewhere with that and I completely lost. I saw my inventory and I freaked out. But but talking about there's normally not a table or a bed in here with all my crap on it as I'm trying to get organized. But in my library, I have a rule when it comes to numbered books. Okay. Because I have books that were produced only once. I've got books that are, that I'm super in love with. But anything in my library that is a book and is numbered, or really anything that's numbered at all in here, the number has to resolve to 9. And I'll get to that. I'll get to why in a second. But like, there's the number 9, okay, and then there's like the number 18. You add 1 and 8, and that becomes 9.
Right.
And so on and so forth. So everything that I have in here, and I've got probably 15 or 20 different items numbered, they all resolve to 9. And it's so if you're neurotic like me, okay, then you look for the numbered things from time to time. But that's really the only, and I mean, I'm not the rule. I'm kind of the exception, like nobody's as weird as I am. So I really can't see a purpose for, the numbering of it other than, to cater to people like that.
It looks like, this guy, unbelievable. I forgot to send Mike the link. Michael, it's coming. All right, you got it. I just noticed he was in the chat. All right. All right, let me catch up with you guys real quickly before we continue. Tony P, how are you, my friend? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Let me see. What were you saying?
I was just going to tell 1/6 Junkie, I think I have a number 34.
34 what?
He was saying that if you got a number 34 Shaq, because his number was 34 with the
Oh, that'd be sick. That's cool. That's cool.
I think I got him.
You made it.
Hey, Mike, how's it going, man?
What's up, guys? What's up? How's it going?
I thought I sent you the link. My bad. I always send it. I thought I sent it to
you
Brandon.
sent me the I think the link for the show by accident.
I did. I noticed. I sent you the YouTube link instead. I just noticed that now. I was like, oh man, what an idiot. All right, let's see. We got Chris in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Let me see. What else? 40. Guys, hit that like button. There's 43 of you guys in here. Please don't be cheap with the likes. We got the Troopers going with my Dark Knight collection as a special guest. Imagine. That's cool. You could put the next to Wolverine, a nice bright yellow Wolverine, and be like, "This is my bodyguard." Gonna put these flanking 501st. Ooh, you say these like you getting multiples. Are you getting multiples? Because I didn't get any, my friend.
We're gonna have to tackle and beat him down and take his number figures.
Imagine. We got. Let's see. We got 650.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Nathan. Nathan, send me a PM, bro. We'll talk.
No, I would not pay 650 for this trooper. 650 is quarter scale money. F that.
I'm kind of curious how many people are out there that are just quarter scale collectors. Like I feel like everybody I've ever talked to about quarter scale.
There's none. I can tell you strictly quarter scale, none. You know why? Because especially specifically Hot Toys. Hot Toys,
right.
Is fairly new with the quarter scale. So there's not, there's only Vader, Batman, Jokers, Mando, Boba, and Iron Man. That's it. So for you to have a collection of quarter scale Hot Toys, you're gonna have literally no more than 12, 10, 14 pieces.
It's for the statue guys. That's why they did that.
Correct.
They really did the quarter scale to try to get the statue guys into the Hot Toys game.
Correct. That's exactly right. Yep. Peyton says, I like the Steelers color. What is that? I paid SS price for one and Slag Mark. Oh, so you did get multiples. Look at you. Lucky. Mike, how many did you get?
2.
You did not. Because you did not. Did you really?
What?
Oh, you did.
This trooper?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2.
Oh, I thought you were joking around because you don't care for nothing.
Yeah, this is garbage. I definitely did not get this.
That's what I thought.
I was about to start getting pissed off. I was sitting here going, man, I can't even lock one
Let me
down.
tell you something. Mike gets cases.
Never.
He gets cases of figures. He would never get 2 of these.
This market manipulation bullshit is garbage.
That is funny.
You know what I mean? Like this created exclusivity is just corny. You know what I mean? Like market creates exclusivity. You know what I mean? That's my feeling. That's how it should go.
Well, the market did create it because they created a small amount of numbers.
No. They're trying to make up for what they've done. You know what I mean? We've complained, we've squawked. There's been complaints about it. They're trying to make up for it. Look at. I think they're seeing the numbers.
Make up for what? Meaning what? What are you saying?
Make up for the re-release game, right? There was complaints about when the Mark, what was it? Mark 46? No, 7? Mark 47, right? Silver.
Spider-Man,
Iron Man from Return. What is it? Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, No Way Home.
That was the ultimate, market dictated the value of that figure. You know what I mean? No one pre-ordered that. Not even me, an Iron Man collector. I didn't pre-order it because I hated the color scheme. I thought that color scheme didn't go. So I just I don't like how it looks. I don't want it. It didn't.
Wait, before you continue, to make sure, it's the Homecoming one, Spider-Man Homecoming.
Homecoming, Mark 47.
Okay, with the Tony Stark head and the glasses and all that stuff.
Correct.
Okay. Go ahead.
Correct. Yep. And that figure, because it wasn't heavily pre-ordered, it was a low run.
And again, people hated the colors, just like you, just so you know. People didn't like that color, that silver.
Okay, I'm sure it's just like how I thought. You know what I mean? Like it's exactly, I was on the fence about it because I'm like a kind of a completist, but I'm like, I'll get it later. It's probably not going to be popular because of that color scheme. Like, you're justifying, why not to get it, right? And yeah, that figure. And then remember, I paid up. Like on the secondary market, that thing went up to $1,700. It dipped because there was rumors of a re-release, and I paid up. I think I spent $950 on that figure to get it. And then within like 4 months of me paying that, the announcement of that re-release came out. And let me tell you, that's a gut punch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that hurts. I remember that figure. I was pre-ordering everything. So I had already pre-ordered. I had ordered 3, believe it or not. So I have 2 displayed right now. And then
You're talking about the re-release.
No. The original. I had
ordered 3 of the original.
So I ordered 3 of the originals. I have 2 displayed. I sold 1. Then the re-release came out and I bought 2 of those. I opened 1 and I kept another one sealed. So I have 1 sealed right now and I have 3 displayed behind me. Absolutely. Yeah. Because when that first one came out, I was pre-ordering everything. And I remember people didn't want it and that thing was sitting for a while. And then when it sold out, you couldn't go near it. I remember that.
And look that's true. Like that's true exclusivity, right? That market dictated the scarcity of that figure, and that was.
But that has happened. That has happened to a lot of figures. If you think about that exact situation, too, though.
But not as much as you could say maybe Darkseid Anakin, but look, that even exceeded Darkseid Anakin. That figure
exceeded in what sense?
That Mark 47
exceeded in what sense?
In terms of price?
In value. I think in scarcity and price. You know what I mean?
Well, price alone, you have a die cast that you're comparing to an Anakin that's a body, so that's justifiable. No,
but look, it was a hard to get figure. It was a hard to get because of a legitimate low run, not a created run, not a manipulated run. It just.
So what is the difference? What is the difference? So I'm trying to understand what you're trying to say. So.
This is manipulated. We're trying to create scarcity by.
But they created the scarcity.
No. Market created that, Fabs. The market created that scarcity. Hot Toys is creating this scarcity.
No, I see what you're saying. So you're saying that when they made, let's say, 5,000 of the Iron Man, the market, meaning the customers, bought them all and created that. What you're saying?
I'm saying we pre-order these. They run these runs on pre-orders, basically, right?
Right.
So if I'm sure, basically, if 2,000 people pre-order, they're probably going to run 2,500 or something like that. You know what I mean? I would imagine that's probably the game they run. So that was a low, and same thing with the Mud Trooper. You know what I mean? The Mud Trooper was a low pre-order run, and that thing was sold out like immediately upon being released. Like you couldn't find that thing. You know what I mean?
That I remember too. I remember that one too.
So
I think we're going to
that's
start
the
seeing
market. That's a natural market reaction to that.
I see what you're saying. I see. So
figure.
you're saying
Instead of saying, yeah, this is we're gonna create exclusivity. We're gonna only do 300. And here, now get on this website to try to all like FOMO you guys into ordering this figure.
Right. So what you're saying is they're forcing the FOMO rather than creating it naturally and organically.
And they're doing it with a trooper, which is like, you know,
that's a slap in the face.
Yeah, it's like a 7th, 8th, 9th in the line thing. You could repaint this, you know, yourself for what this thing is probably going to cost you. You know what I mean? You can get a full custom painted job one.
Right. It's true.
It's a joke. It's so funny.
16 Star Wars says, welcome, by the way. Thank you for being here. He says, so you would trade an Umbra Trooper for a rooted Anakin. Brandon, what would you say to this?
Probably not.
Yeah, same. What about you, Mike?
That rooted Anakin is.
You know why? You know why I would say no? Because the fact that we're getting a head sculpt and this is a helmet. I don't care. They could give us 15 helmets. It doesn't equal a head sculpt.
Agreed. Sure. I don't care even how many are run. Like you could tell me how many did they make of this figure?
1,500.
1,500 worldwide.
1,500. Like 1,500. That's limited, right? You guys are buying into that's limited?
Well, no. So it's worldwide, and then apparently Hong Kong got what? 300 and what'd you say, Brandon?
China got 288. Hong Kong got 300.
See,
so there's that's on top of the.
No. That's part of like the allocated parts of whatever each region got.
But there's 1,500 of these figures floating around this world, this earth.
Yes. We'll never know because they're not numbered.
Yeah, well, exactly, right? And look at this is what Hot Toys drove me into other collectible markets because of this. Like, look at we're collectors. We like exclusivity, but look at 1,500. It's not limited, guys. It's not. Well,
not only that, but like you mentioned, you know, it's
5 is limited.
It's a trooper too.
10, not 1,500.
It's like that 1,500.
That's a lot.
We got Big Rib in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Let me see.
How you doing?
Yeah, man, I was lucky to be off that day. Chaos Unfolded. Otherwise, yeah, no, you're lucky. You're very lucky because I'm telling you, people are still struggling right now. I didn't even get one. Mike, I was going to tell you, give me one of your two, but Mike's like, yeah, okay.
I mean, come on. Did you really? There's no way you thought I ordered this thing.
No, I knew. That's why I said it. And you were like, why are you laughing? I was like, oh, maybe he did. Oh my God! No. Congrats to anyone who got this first time.
Well, I think somebody said this is from the Clone Wars, right?
No, this is from the video game.
Yeah, the newer one.
Video game figure.
Battlefront 2.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's why it's so like, you know, such a big deal because Star Wars doesn't really make.
I mean, even if it was from the Clone Wars, you know what I mean? Like, that's not my Star Wars really. So,
Old Monkey, welcome.
I'm doing. How you doing?
I didn't know.
I love that guy.
How you doing? Yes, guys, please. There's 40 of you guys in there. Please hit that like button if you don't mind. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate it, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't be weird in my stream. Let's see. Tui said, yep. Oh my God. I can't see the panel. Chat is covering them. Oh, should be good now. No, these big messages I think cover the screen. Crosshair was announced 10/14/22. Yeah, so as I'm saying, it wouldn't have.
Crosshair is another one. You know what I mean? Like we can all have our opinions.
Now this is a perfect example. So you really believe that Crosshair was the rarity and scarcity of Crosshair was made due to not low volume of pieces. You're talking about the collectors bought them all and created the hype.
Look at Crosshairs is tough. Like you know what I really like. Honestly, like in my mind, a couple containers fell off a ship.
I swear I was going to say that half an hour ago when we were talking about it. It's like
that's more likely
a weird limitation.
It doesn't.
Yes. You would have to figure a whole boat sank.
Yes.
Think about it, right? This came out in like October of 22, right? So it's still kind of you could even say at the kind of the tail end of the pandemic hype, but it's still there. You know what I mean? It's winding down, but it's still there. Like I'm gonna say 23 is the year where you really start.
But my point is, it would have affected more than just Crosshair, because how many figures had been out after Crosshair? Plenty already.
What do you mean?
Plenty.
What do you mean just affected with Crosshairs? What do you mean?
So meaning Brandon had mentioned the same thing. He said that he thinks, probably because of COVID and what was going on during that time. So I said, if that were the case, right? If it was because of COVID, it wouldn't have just been Crosshair that would have been affected with.
Oh, no. You're saying because of COVID that.
Well, no, that was just like an example. That was just an example. But go ahead.
You're saying because of COVID, there would be a drop in.
Well, Brandon said, a possibility could have been that because of COVID at the time.
I wouldn't think that, right? COVID made everything go up. COVID turned this hobby into probably, like, if there was runs of 10,000 when we were collecting in 2015, 16, 17, these runs are now 25, 30,000, maybe even more.
How do you get there?
How do I get there?
Yeah.
Oh, there's no question that this hobby from 17, 18, 19 to what the hobby is in 21, 2021, 22, there's so many more people in the hobby now.
Absolutely. From 2020 alone.
Like, ridiculous. Like, the hobby quadrupled.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like, look at the amount of,
look at the groups. The amount of groups. Yeah.
The runs of these figures, in my mind, quadrupled from what they were in the days of Guardians of the Galaxy and
it doesn't mean that there's a lot of people constantly buying. No, but there are many people who are in the hobby now. Yes.
And look at what I caught Juiced's Jazz Inc.'s update show, right? And I think he was saying something about his production runs with like a figure, right? And he kind of gave some insight for like his production runs. And I think he said something like, between 500 to 1,000 to up to 2,000. So I think like that's his run. But don't you think like that's a lot for him? 2,000 of a figure? If he's going to do a figure, he does 2,000 of them?
Well, one-man shop?
So that's a perfect question for you, since you always
Juiced,
say.
right? But think about it. If Juiced is doing 2,000, how many is Hot Toys doing?
Well, no, correct.
50?
50,000?
Worldwide, brother. Worldwide, right?
That's a
50.
That's a good.
Like, I think these Hot Toy figure runs could be approaching 50,000 figures.
I don't know about that, Manny. I mean, definitely. Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
I think definitely maybe worldwide 10,000, maybe.
Okay, no way, Fabs. When we started, these runs were like between 5 and 10 when this was kicked off in 11, 12.
That is
true. These Hot Toy figure runs were 5 and 10,000.
No, that is true. Back then,
and then as it got popular, we were talking about it. Like, these things started going 10, 15, then hitting the 20,000. These production runs, especially with Infinity War and
Endgame. Yep.
Look at those monster movies, along then with the pandemic and that rush into the hobby. We're over 20,000 easy on production runs now, in my opinion. I mean, again, I have nothing to back this up. Just 15 years in the hobby. You know what I mean? Like, right. That's it.
We have Savon. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Let me see who else is here real quick before we continue. Can Hunter be a standalone to represent? Actually, you can, because it's like a Rambo. He's the one that looks like Rambo, and you could have him, just standing by himself. How comfortable are you going to be with that? I don't know, but can you? Absolutely.
You got distracted there. Why do you think what's his name is so low? What's his Crosshairs?
I really think you were onto something when you said a container fell off the boat, because it absolutely doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
It really, really doesn't. The fact, and Fab and I were talking earlier, and it's like, I'm in 30, no fewer than 30 of the 1/6 groups on Facebook. And I mean, I think the lowest population one that I'm in is like 3,000 or 4,000 people, members. And I consistently see, especially because I buy complete collections all the time. If somebody's selling 10 or 15 figures, I take them all. Okay. So I regularly see people and even people who aren't posting their items for sale. I regularly talk to people who are like, man, if you want my crosshair and my hunt, or if you want my hunter and my echo, I'm only looking for $300. You know, it's like they're that figure is so prevalent. And I haven't checked. I'll go ahead and I'll check Sideshow in a minute, but I think one of those is even still in stock. It's ridiculous. But so those two are everywhere. Wrecker, you're finally seeing, and like I'm kicking myself because like I started panicking a little bit. I had so many Wreckers left over that I sold them just with a very small markup just to get them moved. And now you see Wrecker starting to climb up in terms of what his price and his value is. So it's like, why are there so many Hunter and Echo?
Right.
Okay. And then Crosshair is just like, you know.
And I remember, like, I let a bunch of Crosshairs go for retail, like 220.
Really?
Yeah,
230, 245 on eBay.
He waits till the end. He's like, "Oh, I'll get it later," and he always does. But that one, he did.
But I watched it, right? So then I brought it up to Fabs, and I'm like, you know what? I'm seeing something because I watch, right? I on eBay all those 225 or whatever it was, whatever retail was, all of them were going off eBay like within maybe a month. It was probably October, I want to say, is when I was looking, and then probably before Thanksgiving or maybe around Thanksgiving, they were all gone, and I ended up having to pay through your site. What's your site again?
Toys for Kiddles.
Toys for Kiddles. Yeah, that $100 markup.
They're what do you call it? They're completely out of these things too. Of these
Crosshairs.
No.
The Umbras.
Actually, yeah, no, but also shout out to Michael. Michael just bought all of them. He bought Echo, Hunter, Wrecker, and Crosshair at 700 and change from toysforkiddles.com. I said, "What were you thinking?" He's like, "Oh, I need them because of season 3." I said, "Oh my God, can you imagine?"
He did what?
He bought all 4 at once from toysforkiddles.com.
And you said he paid $750 at least for
just I remember exactly
Crosshair, right?
7 and change
Each?
No. For Crosshair, but everything else was retail, whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, he bought all 4 of them at the same time, and out of those, he paid $7.50.
Okay, honestly though, I can respect that though.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like if you want the figure, it's rare.
Correct.
Look, there's no question it's hard to get right now. So, look, if you want it, pay up. You work hard. If you want something, go get it. So I respect that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I wouldn't, fault him for paying that because
correct. Exactly. And I don't think there's a problem, when you really want something and you got to overpay because you have to. There's no way around it. You know what I mean? Let me say hello to Rob. Rob, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
I'm doing. How you doing?
I would like to know what the chat, by the way, like put numbers in the chat. Like, what do you think runs are of, like, again, I'm talking like your fairly popular figures, right? Your when the Captain Americas and the Thors were coming out, like the ones that we're all getting, the Skywalkers, the Han Solos. What are the runs on these figures? What is the chat? What do you guys think the runs are these days?
Yeah, guys, let us know what you guys think. How many numbers? 5,000, 2,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000. TXO says, yeah, I know that the numbers is primarily driving this, but I think the fact it'll pop on the shelf and just how unique this color. Yeah, exactly. Yep. That's, at the end of the day, you're going to have the people who actually really, really want it for their collection. And you're going to have the people who just want it because it's rare. You're going to have the people who want it just because they want to sell it. It's just that simple. It happens with everything, Let me see. Bumblebee colors. Just not giving you the option to buy. Transformers collab. Let's see. Big dog, black and yellow. Also, who asked for this? Says the guy that missed out. Exactly. Exactly. Yo, every time. Who asked for this? Definitely you. The colorway.
I needed Fab to convince me that it was crap. Now I hate it.
Well, it's true. It doesn't belong anywhere. Think about it. You know?
No, you're right. It's funny because I'm looking over at my shelf with my 212s, my 501st, and I'm like, where would I put these where they would stand out? But
you would have to, it would go with a Arena Boba Fett. It would go with, a what's that pilot with the round helmet?
I think TX is onto something with that.
What?
I can never say that name. Tartakovsky. Clone Wars. I say 2003 Clone Wars. That's what we're gonna say from now on. Maybe that's why. Because remember, Fab, we were talking about how that Phase 1 helmet wasn't accurate earlier. Yes. So I wonder if it's more accurate to that one.
Oh, that'd be sick. At least we get something different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm looking up pictures of Fordo now. Yeah, it looks like it looks like it. So maybe that's the idea. Maybe that's a subtle nod. Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
True. Well, how we're gonna find out is once we get it, right? Whoever's getting it, compare the regular clone head sculpt to this one and see if there are any differences.
Yeah.
Hot Toys was like, "Do you collect? Too bad. Come back later, peasant." And then don't forget, every time, okay, which is literally every week, we get action from Hot Toys. And what happens with Where's Inart? Where's the king? Where's King Inart in all of this? Oh, that's right. Where's the best in all of everybody's balls deep in Hot Toys for the past 2 days. Where's Inart? Where's the king at? Exactly. It's a joke.
Did you hear that? What else did I caught from Juice's stream? He said that the guys who worked on that the winged figure that you bought from him,
the vulture.
Yeah, like the guys, I guess the artists who worked on that for him now work at Inart.
That doesn't say much because the figure is not like a 10. So the wings of that figure,
or maybe some of the people he subbed out to do some of the work on that are now.
Yeah, the what makes that vulture is the wings. Period. No other figure, unless Hot Toys comes out of left field with nicer wings and same size wings at least. Toys Era was nowhere near close, right? I got the Toys Era just for that Michael Keaton head sculpt, right? So I have it displayed behind me with the Michael Keaton head sculpt only. I have the Jazz Inc. Vulture with the helmet on because it only came one way, right? And the helmet lights up and everything. So it's a cool figure to own, right? But at the end of the day, the figure doesn't do anything. It's literally like a statue, and it does move and it bends, and the jacket's real leather and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, the wings are they're so wide, right? That you need plenty of space to display it. And where I have it is, thank God, against the wall that's long enough to have the wings spread out completely. So that's the only reason why I was able to put it somewhere. Let's see. Oh, nice, Brandon.
Yeah.
So wait, let me.
I would so much rather have the that arena suit Boba Fett than this trooper for sure.
Well,
you don't have an arena. You don't have an arena Fett.
Oh no, I do. I have 2 of those.
Oh. He's like, I got 2 of those. He's like, oh no,
I got one. I got one going in my sale here in a couple hours.
You know what? I kind of like. I looked at them like an evil, imperial, Mando basically. So they could flank, the Emperor or something like that in a setup. So that's why I got 2.
I have not been successful in Satchel. Yeah, no, I haven't either at all. Not one time. Drink every time, Fab, says Lightbox. Oh, God. Talent says, oh, come on. We could put those in our fridge. Imagine. Tony Iverson, welcome here for the zap. Stay for the bro. Welcome.
Tony's great.
I'm doing.
Thank you for being here. We have, let's see, last time I bought stickers, I had a Trapper Keeper. Well, lucky for you, I never owned the Trapper Keeper. Okay, I owned the CVS.
Get out of here.
No, it was always,
if you went to junior high in this country, you had a Trapper Keeper. That's all I'm going to say
telling
about
you,
it.
that's how poor we were. I never owned a Trapper Keeper brand anything. It was always the CVS brand because that's what
I was going to say the folder ones from CVS.
Well,
Paper
yeah.
folders.
So remember that the Trapper Keepers had the Velcro and then the pockets, right?
Oh, that's right.
What
That's
made
right.
it fancy, the pockets. Well, my brand had no Velcro and it was no pockets.
It had the little tie on the side.
Yeah, it was.
You
the
got them at the
cheapest one you could
Vallarta.
find. And when it came time for book covers, right? You had to cover your own book.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't buy book covers. We did the brown paper.
Brown paper bags.
The brown paper bags, and we wrapped them like that. No, I'm telling you.
You know what's funny? I was never good at doing the brown paper bag book covers. And now, like some of the books that I have, I like to protect the dust jackets with clear book covers. And I still can't get it right, man. They make it super easy, and I'm just like, you know what? I'd rather pay somebody to put this stupid cover on it. Like, it's ridiculous.
Harold says, "I'll trade you my Trooper for the stickers." Absolutely. Let me know. Fabs with stickers on your court.
Are they still talking about your Loki stickers?
Yeah.
We're talking about how the figures, because they were saying that these figures should be numbered. So actually, that's a good question for you. How do you feel about Hot Toys numbering figures? So we know that they numbered the quarter scale Midas. We know that they've numbered the stickers Loki pack, and that's it so far. How do you feel about, for example, this yellow guy being numbered? Do you think that'll affect the sales? Do you think that'll create more hype? Do you think that'll give the people more value, even though, right, it's very limited? Even though you say 1,500 is not that limited, obviously. How do you feel about that?
I guess look at it. It's better to have the numbers than not. I guess you know what I mean. I guess if you're gonna limit it and say there's only 1,500, I'd rather have the numbers and have it be a numbered edition than not. You know what I mean? So I think there's I
So
like
it doesn't
that.
matter. You don't think it'll affect being a number,
Well,
right?
look at there's guys like there's I don't want to call them even guys, right? There's jerk offs who like they like to have the one of 1,500, right? They like to have that one of 1,500, or like those guys. Like they like to have a certain.
That's what I was saying earlier. Funny enough.
Oh, they want the first one, the first first
you
five.
see it in the statue game. You know what I mean? You see it in the
they boast on that. They boast on the fact that they got a
yeah. They'll pay extra to get the number. Well, look, it's the same thing with the guys in Dubai who buy the $35 million license plates for the single digit license plates. Like it's the same. It's the same
just
kind
like
of
You don't do that, Mike?
status thing.
You don't?
He said you don't.
I can't even take you seriously anymore, Mike.
He said you don't. Oh my god. Fabs a sticker, unbelievable. All right. Thule says, but being numbered, at least you'll know definitely that they are actually limited. I feel like after that, they can't really come out and say second batch coming. Yeah, but if you pay attention, if that were the case, right? Which it's a great point. If you pay attention, how often have they done this? Never. Every time they've come out with a limited piece, they've never said, "Hey, we got a second batch." Never, or have they?
Well, I mean, it's too new to say have they ever done that on a limited piece. They just started doing this BS. So
that is true, I guess.
But how many reissues have they done? You know what I mean? That's simple.
Wait, you're saying that there is a possibility that in the future you'll see this again
in a different color, in blue, pink? Yeah,
no, correct. Well, no, we know. We always talk about it. Hot Toys will always reuse and repaint everything. That's what we have. 15,
you know what I considered this too? You know what the feeling I got? You know what? People complained about the Neon Tech Iron Man. And I'm like, you know what? I'm an Iron Man collector. I like this stuff. I get it.
Right.
It's not for everybody. But seeing this figure, I kind of said to myself, okay, now I understand why guys complain about the Neon Tech Iron Man, because
right, because if you complain about a Neon Tech, it's because you're an Iron Man purist, right? You like that strictly, whether it's movie accurate or whether it's Origins accurate look, right? But you don't like the variants, right? Because you just care for the main, the movie accurate one, the Tony Stark one. So that's understandable, right? That's understandable. But when it comes to this, I think it's a different world, because it's, a die cast figure, whatever it is, it's just a different world of figure. This, again, it's not worth any of that money. I don't care how limited it is. It's not worth any of it. This is, like you mentioned, this is all reused. This is going to be, variants are always a possibility when it comes to clones, when it comes to anything, paneled or anything that was printed somehow or anything that comes from molds, right? We know this. It's nothing new. It's nothing different. The thing is, it's always some important character that is needed for whatever. For example, look at Fox. Fox is not doing well at all right now. And I thought, being the type of figure that he is, and after Vaughn coming out, I was like, what?
I've got input on that. Fox, a lot of people are pissed because Fox isn't accurate.
Well, so I heard there's a phase 2 look or a phase 1 look, and then there's a different look to it, or a season 2 look. I don't know, but apparently are 2 looks of him, and this is not the one nobody wanted. Yeah, there was that, because people like the phase 2. Like, I kind of get it, because with the phase 1, he's kind of individualized with the artwork on his chest. His phase 2 version only has red across the upper portion of the breastplate. So when you look at him in phase 2 standing next to other Coruscant guards, that's a good looking display. If you look at like phase 1 with the Coruscant guards, which are all phase 2, it's like, you're kind of like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, why would we get the phase 1 look instead of the phase 2? So I was kind of hoping for, I kept my fingers crossed for, a phase 2 swap out or something to go ahead and to tighten up that look a little bit. But no, I don't get it either. Like, yeah, there's phase 1 figs out there, but when you've only got Coruscant guards in phase 2, I mean, why would you do that? I don't know. No, that's true. That makes sense. Tony, how are you, my friend? Welcome. He says, hello, Fabs and friends. Finally took your suggestion to buy from Toys for Kiddos. I'm telling you, you're not going to be disappointed. You're going to get your figure. No problems. Trust me when I tell you. I hope you use the coupon code so I could get $1 million. Let's see.
If you're a video game collector, this is a Grail figure, right? I mean, that's...
Well, it's not about the video game collecting per se.
But that's what this is from.
Well, this is from the video game Battlefront.
Limited figure from the video game series. So, like, if that's your niche,
it's so stupid.
You nailed it. Jackpot.
It's a yo angry Mike.
That's it. That's his new screen name. That's it. Angry Mike.
Angry Mike.
Look, it's not angry. It's the truth.
Backpedal.
It's the truth.
It's not anger. It's just caffeine.
I like how he rolls in, like Mike rolls in, and it's funny because I was joking with Fabs before the show about how I was gonna call you Angry Mike, and then like you show up, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, all right, let's see what Mike's up to. He's like, I didn't buy this crap. Limited. That's all limited.
Look, you're jaded after so many years in the hobby. That's what it is. It's look, I was in a honeymoon stage in my first 5 years of collecting hot toys, and you know what? I couldn't say anything bad about them. But re-release after re-release, they're
and not only that, but
the honeymoon's over.
But then all the value that we're losing, that we've lost over the years,
lost. It's gone.
Yep. That's crazy.
Yeah, but like
that is.
Let me posit this for a second though. Like, who really gives a shit about the value? I mean, don't you love the hobby?
Well, no. So the reason why I even bring this up, it's not because I'm going to talk about me.
Well, hold on. He wasn't there when this was all happening.
Correct. That's why I'm explaining. So, when we started, Mike and I started, and a lot of people who started, in the 07, 08, 09, 2010, during that time, the numbers were very, very low. And once the figure was gone, it was gone. It was right to eBay for double and triple the price.
You had to pre-order Sideshow. There
Correct.
was no third party.
Really?
Or you had to.
You were Sideshow or nothing.
There was no, I'll find it later for cheaper. There was no, I'll get it bargain bin. There was none of that. There was none of that. So the reason why I bring up value is because of this. Back then, we were collecting knowing that there was value there without us even caring about it. We didn't get into it for value, but the value was there. Now that we're still buying, you're still collecting years later, there's no value in any of it. We're buying at more expensive and has way less value than the things we bought years ago for cheaper, held way double and triple the value. So that's why I bring up value. I'm not in the hobby right now buying these figures for value.
And look, I am by no means we're buying these hot toys as an investment. I'm not doing that, right?
Correct.
But let me tell you, there was a good feeling when you were buying something for $200, $300, and you knew you could get that $200, $300 back like that. And that's how that game was up until 2020. It's not the game anymore. You can't put $300 out and say, you know what? I want another figure. Let me go cash out,
Correct.
Red Skull and get my 300 back. No, you're not getting your 300 back anymore. You're just not.
Yep. So that's where the value comes in. We had the value, it was already given. It was part of the deal. Whatever figure you bought, you knew that if you were to sell that figure, money was going to be made. Even if it was $100, you were making money. Period. It was up to you to decide, do I want to make 175? Do I want to make 200? Do I want to make 150? But the money was there. Now you try to go sell anything from 2020. Good luck.
Yeah,
that's the point. That's what I was trying to get at. But right now, anybody who's in here trying to say, "Oh, I'm going to hold on to my collection to hopefully make money in the future." Impossible. Because just alone, a lot of people who got into collecting got their first figures were anything or something from Endgame or Infinity War. All of those figures are dirt cheap garbage right now. Not one figure of those figures have any value. And those are probably the two biggest lines Hot Toys has ever made. And that is the two lines from the two biggest movies at the time.
Yeah.
Right? That got a lot of people into those lines. You try to sell any of those figures right now, you're not getting anything for them. Period. You're just not. So that's
I've had a couple of, and I mean a couple, of Endgame and Infinity War figures through my hands, and I'll tell you, I sat on them longer than I'd like to.
Absolutely, no, everything. The amount of figures that I'm sitting on right now, you would be like, are you kidding? Because they're not going anywhere. Because again, there's no value there. That's why you talked about this last time. Buying from Sideshow after paying tax and shipping, there's no money to be made.
Remember, this is the days where there was no tax.
That's another thing. There was no tax either at the time. Right.
Yeah, there was no sales tax in Sideshow.
Yeah.
And the shipping, there's a whole shipping gate that happened with Sideshow. Like shipping was cheap. You know what I mean? It was their shipping got stupid.
Yeah,
it really has, man. And I'll tell you, that's probably the one thing that upsets me or makes me hold off when it comes to buying on Sideshow anymore. Is that I live literally as the bird flies like 20 miles from Sideshow
from headquarters.
And I mean, my first thing was because I used to go to who did I used to deal through? The one that's in Simi. Whatever that toy company is. I used to go out there and pick up my cases from them at will call all the time.
The ones that didn't wear?
It's in Simi Valley. You probably don't know. You're on the other side of the country, but no, it's on the tip of my tongue. But anyways, go ahead. Huh?
Entertainment Earth? No.
Entertainment Earth. Thank you. Yeah, when I used to wholesale through those guys, like they had a will call, and I could go out there and I could pick up my gear. I could even buy my retail stuff and pick it up there. Maybe because I had the relationship, but. Like Sideshow not having a will call really sucks, man. Like it really, really sucks. And then, but to highlight the point, I can ship anywhere in California, $8 a figure, pick a fig, and I can ship it anywhere in California for $8, even into Arizona and Nevada for $8. And that's UPS, that's insured as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Priority mail. Yep.
I get charged like $30 in shipping on Sideshow.
You're right down the street.
No,
Bro,
the statue guys, they those big prime 1/3 statues. Let's say it costs $300 to ship it from California to New York, right? They'll charge that same $300 to ship it to you in California down the street.
Dude, like I'll fight somebody over that.
They do.
Absolutely
That's
ridiculous.
the fairness of it. It's everyone's getting charged the same shipping, which is.
And you know what really
Making
sucks about it too, though, is that you know that they're not shipping anything that's not insured. I won't do it. I won't ship. Honestly, if it's like a $30 or $40 purchase, I don't mind. You know what I mean? Like I'll eat that if it gets lost. Okay, but when we start talking about $50 and above, everything that leaves everything that leaves my store is insured to the teeth. Now, I've also had to learn some hard lessons. When you ship overseas and the client says, hey, can you declare it at $50 on a $200 purchase? Yeah, no problem. I'll do that for you. We'll declare it. Well, insurance only pays out what you declare customs. Funny enough, even if you have the receipts showing that they paid more. So, but yeah, so I can't imagine they're shipping anything that's not insured. Yeah. Okay. And I mean, it blows my mind. You can't say that because they're losing packages, they got to go ahead and boost the price of shipping to compensate. That's not the case. They're paying a little bit extra for insurance, so it's why am I paying $23, $27, $31? I think my arena fet I have some figure that was $31.
Yeah, the arena fet was
like
25,
right.
$30.
Stupid.
I remember. Well, they see that they can make money on it, so why not? They're making money off that shipping, period. I don't care what anybody says.
No doubt in my mind.
Absolutely. Collector Zone, welcome. Thank you for stopping by.
I'm doing.
Welcome. Happy Saturday. Thank you for being here. We got 808 in the house. Welcome, my friend. Long time.
How you doing?
How you doing? Pena says, I wish they would reissue those snow troopers. Yeah, never.
Dude, I brokered a deal for a pair of those snow troopers just a couple weeks ago, and they sold for $865.
Yep. I sold them for $750 when they came out.
No kidding. Wow.
And I said, and at the time I said, I'll get them back. Here we are, 10 years later.
No dice. What was the retail on those when they dropped?
It was something in the 300s, I want to say.
Okay.
299. Yeah, I want to say 300.
It was in the 300s, I believe. Yeah, it wasn't more than 400.
329.
Yeah, it was not expensive back then.
We were talking about value tanking. I got that quarter scale Mando Deluxe. And I have no doubt, I'm going to have to let him go for $300. And it was funny because I thought I was getting such a steal when I bought them. I bought 5 of them a couple years ago. And this last one has been sitting forever. It's ridiculous. And the other big loser is that the Boba Fett Deluxe, those ones dropped at $500. And so when I had an opportunity to get them at a wholesale price, I was like, yeah, give me a bunch of them. And now I look at my inventory, it's oh yeah, I still got those.
1,500 worldwide is definitely limited.
If you think so,
I don't know, Will. There's 8 billion people. I don't know. 1,500 sounds like it's enough to go around. I mean, how many nerds could there be, right?
No, because what Mike's trying to say is, in the sense of for example, a statue game, 1,500 is a lot, isn't it?
Right, statues.
That's why I think you get that mentality
of 300, 500, 800, usually under 1,000.
Right, so that's what I mean.
Unless it's Sideshow. Sideshow does 5,000, 6,500.
So I think that's where you're getting your mentality from. I think you're getting that, the fact that 1,500 would be considered, not limited in the statue world, and you are a statue collector. So I think maybe that's to you, it's I'm
a collector. I collect statues. I collect
but it's
toys.
A different world. You can't blend in and combine.
Why not?
The two worlds, because it's two completely different worlds.
I disagree.
Alone, shipping a statue alone is a different world than a 6-scale figure. So it's a completely different world.
It's the shipping makes it different. It's a collectible.
It's a collectible, but it's a different world. Not just the shipping. I'm giving you an example. The way the figure is, the statue is, it's not the same as a figure.
I think you're not in the place to say that because you are the only one. You collect 1/6, and that's it.
Well, I'm not saying that I'm in a position to talk about statues, but I collect
statues. I do the 1-to-1. I do props. I do mezco. I do original art. I do CGC comic books. Like I got my toe in pretty much
Correct.
it all. I just have fun in it all. Right.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not talking about statues. I'm not saying that. I'm explaining to you what a statue is or anything like that, because I don't own any. That's not what
we're talking about, the limited nature of something.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to explain to people is your angle of why you think that way. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that I own statues, so I'm going to tell you about statues. No. What I'm saying is, it's two different worlds to begin with, because you can be strictly a statue collector, just like you can be strictly a 1/6 collector. So it's two different worlds. Yes, you could blend them in and call yourself a collector, of course, but you can say, oh, I'm a statue collector, and people will know that you're a statue collector. But if you say I'm a collector, what do you collect? Exactly. That's the difference. So I wasn't trying to tell you that I own statues. What I was trying to say was, maybe the reason why you think that way of 1,500 not being so limited is because you coming from that world of a statue at, 300, 500, 800, like you said, is a limited number. You see 15 and 1/6, you're like, this is not limited at all. That's what I was trying to explain. Not that I own statues, and I was trying to tell you about statues. My God.
Again, if there's 30,000 figures, if there's runs of, or 25, 20, let's just say 20 runs of 20,000 figures, is 1,500 limited in your mind? Like, I mean, do you really think that way? Knowing normal runs are 20,000.
Well, like Brandon said, you have to think of it as worldwide. How many people are in the world? How many did you say? 8 billion?
8 billion.
Okay, so
we're
think
hitting
about
9
it.
billion now.
Out of 8 billion
aren't those same people, aren't those same worldwide people nowadays going after the same statues or whatever?
Well, no. So in the grand scheme of things, right? 8 billion people, right? If you think of it that way, 1,500 is nothing. Now, if you dial it down to however many people are actually in the hobby, clearly it's not going to be 8 billion.
That's you really have to look at it as.
Correct. But all right, so then what is? Give me a gauge of a number. Give me an average of it'll be impossible to even gauge.
How many people collect hot toys?
How many collectors in general? Think about it. How many people combine? How many people like you who buy both? Who buy Mezco?
I can tell you the only thing I can tell you is there's more of us now than there was 3 years ago.
That's true.
But I mean, look at it. Really, just look at it just from a macro view. Look at the Pokemon cards.
Right.
Look at the collectibles everywhere. You know what I mean? Like it's a big thing now. There's collectible investment channels now. You know what I mean? Where they simply they literally talk about investment collectibles, basically. All the auction sites, you know what I mean? Like the auction sites and how they're selling things. Like Heritage Auctions is selling hot toys now. We've seen that, right?
Wait, who?
I didn't see that.
Fabs,
really?
Remember Heritage? The prototype hot toy figures?
Yes. I remember that.
Collectibles is a crazy big thing since the pandemic. Let me tell you, it exploded.
People were home looking to figure out what to do with themselves with all this extra money, and they figured toys. Can you imagine? Unbelievable. Harold says, it's because of COVID, I'm going to get that T-shirt made, and anytime something bad happens, I'm going to wear it. We got Marco in the house. Welcome, my friend.
I'm doing.
Happy Saturday. Thank you for being here. We got Jim says, I think Joe Joe is responsible for the increase in the community. Imagine. Oh, my God. Let's see. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. 50,000. Imagine. That's a lot. Don't talk about Crosshair, Mike. Not your Star Wars. Not your Star Wars.
I have crosshairs, though.
FabsFigures, you have collectors that aren't in group. Exactly. That's another thing. Correct. So even if you go,
that's a really good point.
You have people in the groups, okay, in groups, barely collecting anything, and you have people who are actually collecting, not in a single group. That is a fact. So that is a great point too. So you can't really. How can you possibly come up with a number of people who collect hot toys? Remember, you got Singapore, you got Philippines, you got Indonesia, you got China, you got Hong Kong, like impossible. So that's why the 8 billion number is obviously not realistic, but how can you come up with an even, right? Let's just say, okay, 100,000 collectors in the world. Let's just say, is 1,500 limited for 100,000? Absolutely. So it just comes down to how you want to look at it, right? If you want to look at it as 1,500 is not too, it's not too limited, because I know that in statues, it doesn't pass 1,000. There's a way to compare that system, right? But is it the same? Statues aren't made this. You mentioned sideshows is a different story, but in general, you mentioned what? Statues are made only a certain amount. Obviously, you mentioned Prime 1 specifically. I'm assuming that not every statue company does the same number.
Right.
But they're more limited than a 1/6 scale figure. So that right there tells you it's a completely different game.
And they are. There's no question that again, except for Sideshow, because Sideshow does big runs. But yeah, your XM Studios, your Prime 1s, they run statue runs are far lower than.
Right. So that's probably where you feel uncomfortable and dislike that 1,500 number being called limited, because you come from that world where that number would never be considered limited.
It's not actually because of the statue. It's not, because I have far more Hot Toys than I have statues.
Right.
So it's not.
But for example, perfect example. To me, 1,500. I've never thought that 1,500 was a low number. Not a low number, a high number, meaning like, oh, that's too much. Never crossed my mind. That's why I'm saying that to you, maybe. That's why I'm just assuming that because of your statue collecting mentality and, being in that hobby and in that, space, that brings in those thoughts. I've never thought about that because I would never have a reason to, right? How many Hot Toys do we get that are below 1,000?
Hot Toys has done low run figures. Those were limited.
Yeah, but again,
what was that one Iron Man they did? 17 of them? 15 of them? How many was it?
Which one?
There was that they did an Iron Man, and there was like,
yeah, but that was that celebration that like only, it was like something like 13 pieces or something like that. But that was a one-time deal, and those numbers have never been made again. And I don't even know who got those.
Amazing, awesome. That's limited. That was a limited figure. And still to this day, right? I would love to get my hands on that.
Well, no, I would too, because remember, it was that light up base. It was that nice, really fancy light up base that A lit up.
But it was like a 7. Was it 7-Eleven? Was it?
No.
Am I thinking right?
No. It was a specific thing. Only people at a specific place were getting it, but it wasn't 7-Eleven. Marco say is only Star Wars. What do you mean? Explain. Tali, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
I'm doing.
Nathan says there are 302,387 people collecting Hot Toys currently. I would like some feedback on that number. Where does that number come from?
Wait, who said what?
He nailed that.
Oh my god!
I'm sitting going, I don't like that.
My friend?
Number.
I'm doing.
A message. Hold on, because I want to see. Come on, his own opinions. I'm going slow purchase once I get 5 remaining figures. I'm getting tired of this BS. Let me run. Oh, no, it is annoying. In my opinion, 15 to 20,000. My God, 15K. 1
million.
million.
Realistic, to be honest.
What, 15K?
15 to 20, I think, is really, really probably like accurate.
Eric, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
I'm doing.
I want to believe it's more because I feel it was getting into the $15,000 range before the pandemic. So like I feel like in my mind the pandemic made everything double. So if it was 15 pre-pandemic, why wouldn't it then be 30 post-pandemic? I mean, really, do you think the popularity of Hot Toys, the people collecting Hot Toys pre-pandemic to post-pandemic, don't you think it's doubled at minimum? It's popular now. It wasn't as popular.
You mean the Hot Toys weren't so popular?
Hot Toys is way more out there in the ethos today than it was pre-pandemic.
Absolutely. No, of course. It's more mainstream now. It's more mainstream.
If you want to even, if you could even say that, right? Hot Toys is mainstream, but maybe it is now.
No. So when I say mainstream, I don't mean like, obviously you're not going to go to a toy store and find it. No, that's not what I mean.
Right.
It's mainstream in the sense of, it's more, there's more people involved. That's what I meant. Let me see. Nathan says, whoa, this guy didn't even have a screw, and look at him now. I'm telling you, guys, you think I'm lying to you guys when I told the poverty was real. The poverty was real.
You're not the only one, my brother.
Oh my God, man. I had literally 3 outfits for middle school. If we didn't do laundry, it was a problem. Oh, it was bad, man. It was bad. I'm telling you. It's hard to fathom, once you see, like, think of somebody's history and then look where they are now. It's like, how can you put that in perspective like that? So that's why I don't really.
Yeah. My story is pretty similar. Funny enough, like I live in California, if nobody's put that together yet, but I live in California where we have summers that are 115 degrees. And I remember being 13 years old and wearing a New York style coat, like you see what the mobsters wear, that I found at Goodwill to go in and steal bologna and bread from the Food for Less. So, like, I hear you, man. And somehow, by the grace of God, everything's come together the way that it has.
Oh man, let me tell you something. It was so bad. It was so bad that we used to go to the church, the local church, and they used to give free food there, like for lunch, for homeless and stuff. Let me tell you, my mother and I and my siblings would end up there every day for lunch for, I want to say, something like 3 weeks or so, like every day, just because my dad was the only one working. We literally had it was crazy to think about the stuff that I went through. Obviously I'm not the only one, but to go from where we came from to be where I am now is like movie stuff. Like, it's movie stuff. It's crazy.
That's crazy. That uncarded reviews is in his comment. That's crazy.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty apt too.
5K, 5,000 people in the 1/6 hobby. No way.
Say it again.
So Uncarded posted a comment. You may want to float it on top of the stream.
Hold on, I'm like backed up as hell. Uncarded, this one.
Yeah.
A good gauge of collecting community is to look at a crowdfunding projects, have that Kickstarter, and then extrapolate based on 1/6 scale. There may be. Yeah, we were talking about that today.
5,000 people in the 1/6 hobby.
5,000.
Yeah.
I know that there's 18,000 in OSR, but OSR is everything 6 scale. It's not just Hot Toys. So there's that.
Who's that? Who's that guy that started that first 1/6 group? That corny ass mother. Who's that guy?
What's the group called?
Fabs, you know him. You were in his group.
Oh, you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about
that bowl cut dork mother.
Wait.
That bowl cut dork son of a.
Wait.
He's such a cornball.
Are you talking about the one that's always with Sideshow?
Yes, he's best friends with the guy who owns Sideshow.
Oh, his name is John.
John Wick.
No, John.
John something. You're on it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, he's the head of the group. John. Oh God.
Yeah.
And he's got a really unpopular.
He's a douche. He's like a creepy dude. Creepy
like what? What do you mean?
Look, I could go into stories, man. Come on, I don't have time.
Oh,
there's a couple guys we should probably invite on who could tell the stories a lot better because I got to see him secondhand through the groups.
Talk about the 1/6 Society.
Yes.
Oh, 1/6 Society. Okay.
Yeah. What's his name? John.
What the fuck is his name?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in that group anymore, so I don't know.
I'm looking.
Well, I got removed from the group because I forgot why I posted something or
But
something.
he was around. You know, he was around in the beginning, no question.
Yeah, what's his name? John what?
John Deek.
John Deek.
John Deek.
Oh my God, John Deek.
That's him.
Yeah, one of his moderators removed me from the group for posting something, and then I messaged him about it, and he's like, "Well, I can't really go against the mods," and I was like, "Okay, bye," and that was it. Like, you know, if you don't want me in the group, I'm not gonna be in your group. Like, what the hell, you know? And it's always over posting or something, you know what I mean? It's nothing over being disrespectful. It's never over being, you know, it's always over my posts. All I do is post. I don't comment on nothing, and so it's always, you know, some BS that gets me removed. Faz was there when Hot Toys was at lunch. If you were sorry, unbelievable. He says we have to be real how collectors think. Absolutely. Nathan, maybe 5K just in Hong Kong. I think
I
depends.
think it's even bigger there.
You think so? I would say less because, you know, I would say less depending on the figure.
You think? Wait, just real quick.
How big is Hong Kong? How many people live in Hong Kong? First of all,
how many people live in Hong Kong? There's more people in China than here.
Well, China and Hong Kong are two different locations. Number one, Hong Kong
again, there's more. There's more. There's definitely more than 5,000.
Yeah, but Hong Kong is an island. Hong Kong is an island. So
7.413 million
in Hong Kong.
Yep.
Is that the actual number you looked up?
That's the actual number.
Okay, so 7 million. And now look in China. Look how many.
Oh, China's like over 1 billion people.
Exactly. So two different locations is my point. So in Hong Kong, right, 5,000.
1.4 billion people in China.
Billion, yeah. So so obviously Hong Kong is a different location. It's a different country. It's a different place. You know, you want to get
even paying attention, right? They have tons of like 1/6 shops. They have tons of
no.
shops.
They have right, but I mean, just because they have a lot, they sell a lot of toys doesn't mean that Hot Toys is their main toy seller or their main go-to. If there's so many options,
those shops wouldn't exist if there wasn't a market for it.
You know what's interesting is that,
but not just because they're markets doesn't mean everything's selling out all the time.
No, but I'm saying 5,000 is just a low number to me in all of Hong Kong.
Well, now knowing that there's 7 million people, absolutely, it's a low number. The problem is how many of those 7 million people are actually collecting? Probably a lot. You know, especially being local to all these toys. You know what I mean?
Carlo, wow, that's interesting.
Welcome. How are you?
Charlie, my friend, Charlie Brigante, how you doing?
Go ahead.
I don't know how reliable this is, but there's a website called Superhero Toy Store that says that most Hot Toys figure releases are limited to 2,000 to 3,000 editions across the world. So that might be a number right there.
No way.
Say it again. I didn't hear you.
I mean, they're
how
saying
old is that site?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
How old is that site?
No, because look, I think that's a total legitimate number when we started.
What was the number? What was the number?
Oh yeah, this was as of 2 years ago. They're saying 2,000 to 3,000 units per release across the world.
2,000 to 3,000 units.
So if you figure if they release 3,000 at a time, then they're going to schwack that in half and call it 1,500. That makes sense to me, and call it limited. I mean, not saying that that's actually limited. I'm just saying.
I could see about MMS 100, right? Those could have a run of 2,000.
You really think that low 2,000 back then? MMS
back then?
100?
Oh yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I don't think it was. I think it was that low.
But now, question.
Like the MMS 1 to MMS 100. I think we were talking runs sub 5,000 figures. Yes.
No, that back then, I completely agree. But what I'm saying is 2,000, worldwide, or 2,000 just in the U.S.
Well, like total made. Yeah.
I guess so.
Under 5,000 in that early period. Yeah.
Guys, we got a new channel member. Welcome, Marco. Thank you, my friend. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Welcome, my friend. Thank you. That's awesome. We got another one. We got another real collector in the house. Representing the real ones. Booyah. in your face. We have, let's see, the message limit was reached. Go to previous comment, 5K and 1/6 hobby that purchase more than one figure consistently per month. I'm sure many more people only buy 1 or 2 figures per year. There's a lot of people who only buy 1 or 2 figures per year. There's a lot of that.
I know that's probably accurate, but I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine.
And I'm going to tell you who these people are. These other people who go on other channels, not knowing anything about anything, talking as if they knew anything, talking as if they own anything, okay? Bashing Hot Toys when they don't own 3 Hot Toys figures.
Yeah, sure.
Talking about Hot Toys figures are usually oversized. That is false. In fact, it's so false that they were so undersized that Hot Toys had to come up with a 2.0 to bring them to actual scale. So that's how much they don't know, these people. And they're in streams talking shit, not knowing anything, acting like they know something. Those are the people who have 1 or 2 a year, if that. They come from.
But you're talking about a 24-year-old kid who's making, $50 grand a year. You know what I mean? Of course, you're going to have that. This is an expensive hobby. You know what I mean? So I don't think the real collectors.
But know your place is the point. Don't come in here acting like you know anything about anything when you collect Funko Pops. That's my issue. No, that's my issue. That's my issue. That's my only issue.
I can tell.
If you are not part of the hobby and you think you are because you own 1 or 2 Hot Toys, at least know your place. That's it. Just know your place. Coming in here talking God knows what about things you don't even know. And there are tons of them in the community. Tons. They bought a Hot Toy. Oh, here's my opinion, and mine's right, not yours. It's crazy. It's crazy. So that's my problem. My problem isn't about, if you don't have a certain amount of figures, you're not a real collector. I don't care about any of that. But don't come in the hobby when you came from Funko Pops trying to tell people what Hot Toys are about, because you don't belong. And you clearly
but I think you're going a little too far. It's not that they don't belong. You just don't belong. Don't be a gatekeeper.
No. I don't mean like they don't belong. I mean like they don't.
They should just slow their roll. I think you're simply saying they should slow their roll.
But I meant like they don't belong. I don't mean that they don't belong in a hobby. But I meant was they don't belong talking about something that they don't own. Not that they don't belong, because you can be here all you want owning 1 Hot Toys figure. But the problem is, don't think you're an expert and bashing a company that you don't even know. That's my point. Modoc just got off a video chat with the Emperor. Says I need to use this guy. Unbelievable. Hong Kong people are small. Says, dude, it's just don't your opinion. 7.5 million population in Hong Kong.
7.41.
They only collect 1/6. Well, that is very true. There's a lot of only 1/6 collecting because there's no room for statues and there's no room
right. Exactly.
Yeah. So that's true. Oops, ruined it. 112. Be a real collector is a different world. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. 5K collectors in Hong Kong and 1 million on the assembly line. Imagine 1 million the assembly line. The 1/6 hobby is a lot smaller than people think. Everyone believes their hobby is bigger and more important than it actually is. Like I said, look at HasLab numbers, and that will tell you everything.
No,
that is
I do not agree with that whatsoever.
Why? What is your point? What do you say?
He's just saying crowdfunding dictates, and like again, I have zero interest in HasLab, zero. You know what I mean? So yeah, no.
He's like, yeah, no.
Go buy your Ghostbusters proton pack from your HasLab. God bless you. Or your what is it? What's the big Star Wars
Wave 1?
Oh, yeah.
Fire spray.
Casual collectors, we got tons of people just buying it because it looks cool, especially exactly. And a lot of people, there's a lot of people who just buy the one figure that they're really into, right? So you'll have people who just love an Iron Man and they'll just have a Mark 85,
which is cool. Like buy one and then put them on your desk at work. Like that's cool.
But these people are not going into the community, into the groups, into the streams, talking about Hot Toys are oversized. That's what I mean. You know what I mean? That's the problem. Stream a little stream with me. This guy. Thomas Jones, welcome. How you doing? Nice to see you.
How you doing?
Welcome. They're like cool looking dolls. Makes me cringe.
Oh man, the worst. Okay, so on that note, so my wife gives me crap all the time. She's like, "Come on, your dolls are grab. Come on, like like they're action figures." But no, the funny thing was I have a Reva that I was going to part out. It looks like somebody's going to take the whole thing, which I'm not thrilled about, but I'm on board. So the guy who was looking at buying the body was telling me, "Hey, can you put a Ray head on it? Because I want to see what it would look like. This Reva body with a Ray head." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll slap a Ray head on." And then I started looking at him, going, "Man, this body's a little bit better than I expected. Like, I'm kind of digging this." And I've got a snowsuit, a Black Widow snowsuit head that I've been hanging on to for like almost a year now because I want to do a really nice Mara Jade. Let's slap that head on there. And I'm so in love with this figure, I don't even want to sell it anymore. I'm like, this figure with the Mara Jade head on it is just so tough looking, man. It's great.
Collector Zone, is this Argentinian? Is he Argentinian? Am I seeing this correct? Do you know, Brandon?
Look, I have no idea. I just sent him a message on Facebook. I kind of stalked his website a little bit. And
he responded in Spanish.
Argentinian.
Well, he responded in Spanish, number one. And Che is something that I believe Argentinians say. So that's why I'm asking. So let me know, Collector Zone, if you're Argentinian, because that's the only thing that I got from the Che. And I would be very surprised too, because I thought he was white.
Watch it's a typo.
He meant yo. Oh, there he is. See? I knew it. Because that Che, only Argentinians use it. I knew about Hot Toys in 2015. Sacho got introduced to someone at the comics. Ooh, can you imagine? Comic book store. Fire spray. Bro, be a collector is a different world. Denial is strong with this gut. If there were millions of with this guy, if there were millions of buying Hot Toys.
Geez, no one's saying there's a million people buying Hot Toys. Jesus Christ.
Mike, wait, let me finish, Mike. Hot Toys would be on everyone's radar. 1/6 collecting is a niche hobby. I know the truth hurts. Go ahead, Michael.
I can't.
I was gonna say, like I feel like if I took some jumper cables and pinned them to Mike's feet, I could probably start my car off of it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I can't get started. What time? It's almost 11 o'clock at night. I can't.
I can't get started. No, but like give up. Like don't go in depth. Just respond to it.
All right, you heard it here first. And Carter Reviews says there's a million people buying Hot Toys. Yeah.
Well, no. All right, so just what's your rebuttal? That's it. What do you? So he's telling you this, and what do you say to that?
The truth hurts. It does. I'm hurting bad.
Stop with that. Don't worry about that. What is your response to this? This guy, unbelievable. All right, so response, no rebuttal, no. All right.
No.
Oh, that's awesome. Good to know. That's nice. So go ahead.
Well, my rebuttal to Uncarded Reviews?
Yes.
You're wrong.
He's stupid. He's so stupid.
Good night.
He said he didn't want to get into it. He's like, you're wrong. Mike regretting ever agreeing to stream.
Joker. I'll see you. Look, we're gonna see each other at Comic-Con this year. So
oh my god.
Hopefully that'll be there. We can run for the border and get out.
I met I met fans when I was doing cons, and I was selling 12 scale figures. I had people from groups that would come out and meet me, like in Utah and in New Mexico and other places at cons, and that was always a lot of fun. It's always neat when somebody walks up to you and they're like, "Hey, I know you from the group," and you're like, Oh, hi. You?
You know what I would love to go out and do in
Celebrity?
California? What's the big flea market in California? Something and Sons?
Oh, Frankensons.
I would
Yeah.
love to go to Frankensons.
Frankensons is a little wild, man, and I don't mean necessarily in a good way. Like it's in City of Industry, which is kind of like it's not a fun place to be.
Yeah.
But you get in there, and it's kind of weird because when you get into Frankensons, it's like you feel like you don't belong there unless you know exactly where you're going, And then a lot of like I don't know if it's management or what. Like I knew guys who knew the management, and so I started to get involved there, but backed out because I just didn't like the environment. What's really great about Frankensons though is when they do like card tournaments, when they do like Pokemon tournaments and things like that. Like those are all really great because you get a wild group of people who are just absolutely share your same interests in everything, and so that's neat. But like if you're just going there to shop, it's a little like, all right, I'm going to go down this aisle, and now I know I found the thing that I want. I know I can go down every other aisle and just see who has the best price. You know what I mean? And I feel like it shouldn't be that way. I feel like it should be a little bit more narrowed down. So that said, I haven't been there since they had their big remodel or whatever that was, like 3 years ago or so. But it just, I don't know, unless there was some type of event going on that brought in a lot of people, it just kind of felt like,
I guess all the YouTube videos over the years, you know what I mean? It just seems like that's like such a great shop, as far as, collectibles and collectible toys go, you know what I mean?
Sure. Well, you know what it is, man, is that you kind of nailed it on the head when you said flea market, because it kind of is that like it's that swap meet mentality where you get people who, because that, not specifically City of Industry, but near there, like, 40, 50 miles away is where the majority of all the Chinese knockoffs come in. Like if you want knockoffs from World of Warcraft, swords, shields, all that kind of, this type of stuff you would find at Frankensons, you get it all at like one of 3 companies that are there in the Inland Empire. So when you shoot down into City of Industry, you find that everybody that's there has not everybody literally, but a lot of the vendors have a lot of the same kit because they all shop at the same place. So it's a little janky, but I mean, if you're coming out for a bigger con like WonderCon or SDCC or something like that, LA Comic Con, then definitely, because you're going to be on this side, definitely check it out. But just manage your expectations a little bit.
Marco has a good point. He says, be a collector is not about how many figures do you own. It's about how you love the figures you own, be a small or different scale. Absolutely. Sure. That is 100% true. It's never, and again, like I said, I've never said you need a certain amount of, I don't know where that even came from, but I can tell you that somebody who doesn't have many cannot sit around talking about like they're experts because they're not experienced or exposed to much product from the company, right? That's the only thing I've ever said. I've never said you need 20 to be considered this, or you need 40 to be considered this. But I can tell you, if you don't have many, you can't think that you're in a position of being able to tell anybody anything, And that's my only issue. I never said if you own one, you can't speak. I never said any of that. The problem is, they talk with authority. An authority that I don't know where they get it from, because you shouldn't have it, right? That's my only issue with these people. But not that that you shouldn't collect or you shouldn't do whatever you want. It's your money. I don't care, But don't come in here with the misinformation and the disinformation because you are uneducated and you're just not experienced or have been around enough to say the things that you're saying in the community that you clearly have nothing, know nothing about, because again, you come from Funko Pops. That's my issue.
That sounds like he's getting lit.
You guys should come to our event in July. Where is it? What event? Let us know. I never heard of an event. Her letter price gouging at Franks and Sons. I don't even know what that is.
Price gouging. Yeah.
Meaning like price is not good.
No. I meant I don't know what Frankensons is. I know Proust.
You don't know what Frankensons is?
Never heard of it.
Come on.
You're
a real collector?
25,000 square foot warehouse. It's massive. It's just this huge building.
Wait, in California?
Yeah.
How do you know about it in California?
How do I know about it? Because I'm a real collector.
Oh, sorry.
I watch YouTube videos and I'm in the and I'm a lurker.
Oh, there you go.
In the videos.
There is the right answer He watches YouTube videos, something I don't do. Okay.
You don't. You make them. I watch them.
No, we make them and you watch them.
Okay, don't say that. Because then I
He's
have.
like, don't say that. He's like, I'm not a YouTuber, so don't lump me up with you. Like I said, people get
he's
hyperbolic
back.
when trying to defend their hobby. Metrics and data are hard to deny. Hot Toys isn't producing more figures per batch than one-to scale.
Stop. He's saying, come on now. Okay, he's saying that because HasLab that's making a 1/12 scale run of something, that he's going to compare that to 1/6. Like, what are you saying? I don't get this analogy he's making with HasLab, especially a HasLab, a crowd-funded, usually a crowd-funded Galactus or a Sky Striker. Like, what's he talking about with HasLab? That has to do with us. Like, I've been a part of HasLab. I got the Sky Striker. I got Galactus. I got the Sentinel. What are you talking about that with regards to 1/6?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about HasLab. Like I said, I was talking to Uncarded about it earlier today because he sent me something and I was like, what is HasLab about? Like, what do they do? Like, I know
that's it. It's Hasbro's crowdfunding. It's their cheap ass way to get out of spending money to make something. They get us to basically buy it first before it's made.
Right.
So they don't have to put up the money. It's ingenious.
Their first big release was a 16th or 16th scale. Is that 375?
No, 18th.
18th. Thank you. I knew that was off. They did an 18 scale katana
Barge
Jabba's
from
sail barge.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, and that was like wildly successful. They were selling it for like $480, I think. And then the instant they dropped, because they reached the goal, and then they do like milestone goals where they add more kit to it, the more orders they take. And then if it doesn't go through, if they don't meet the minimum, then they refund all your money. So the first one, when it dropped, I saw people who were selling those sail barges for like $1,500, and they were selling at the time just because they were so limited. You couldn't get them. They only made X number. So,
and they came with a figure and
yeah.
But yeah, since they've done they did the big the Transformer, the world, what am I saying? What's his name?
Megatron. Oh no, it was
what's the giant world eating thing? Not
Galactus.
It's not Galactus. It's oh my god. What's it in the chat, guys?
What are we talking about?
The giant transformer that was in the HasLab.
Oh, Unicron.
Unicron, thank you. So there was the big, because I remember seeing that Unicron at I think it was 2019 Comic-Con. 18 or 19 Comic-Con. Big toy though. I mean, that's the beauty of Comic-Cons, because you got to go and see like how big it was or if it was good or not. And honestly, it was so panely, that thing. Like, there were so many foldable panels into that thing. I said, no way am I going to get that in seeing it live.
TX boy, this is why you're very wrong. Okay? I don't hate Funko Pops. I have Funko Pops.
I hate them, man.
The problem is, okay? The problem is the people that come from collecting Funko Pops and pretend that they're experts in the Hot Toys world. That's my issue. I have no problems with Funko Pops at all. There are some Funko Pops that are worth more than any Hot Toy out there, okay? So that's not the point. The point is not about the company of Funko Pops. No, it's the people that come from there and want to get into the Hot Toys world and want to talk like they're experts. That's my problem. But I don't hate Funko Pops at all. It's the people that come from there into Hot Toys who ruin the hobby. That's my problem. Joker's a perfect analogy. Bigger collectors own it's smaller. Exactly. Like I always tell you guys.
Yes.
You guys, if I would have never started doing this, you guys would have never known who I am. Because same with Mike. Mike, you would have if Mike even hadn't agreed to this, you would have never known Mike. Period. You would have never known. Because when you're about it, you don't need, like I said last time, we don't need validation. We don't need anybody's approval. We don't need to be liked. We don't need people.
I don't want you to think I'm like showing off or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's for me. Like I don't. That's why I don't show my stuff. Like people ask for a collection tour. Like I don't want it to come off like I'm showing off. Like that's what you'll get.
Correct.
Look at
somebody will hate you.
I don't want it.
Correct. Somebody'll choose to hate you for whatever reason. They look at your collection. Oh, look at this guy. Immediately. It happens. I don't need you laugh, but you have no idea what it's like.
No, you're right. It's funny to me because I cannot comprehend like how little I would care if somebody came in and judged my collection. You know, like no kidding. I've probably got 15 figures that are out of the box and on the shelves in my little inventory room here. The other 48 of them are still in the boxes behind me. You know what I mean? It's like, I just like looking at the boxes. I love the artwork from the cigar bands, you know? So it's like, if somebody came in, they're like, oh, you know, well, you don't take them out of the box or, you know, you got X or you don't got X.
It's even beyond that. Forget somebody walking into your actual house. What Mike is saying is taking pictures and posting it for people to see. That's what he's talking about. Not like people walking in. That's a different story. He's talking about, you know, showing off, making a video and showing your collection. Haters always need an excuse to hate. Exactly. So what Mike is trying to do is just not start a following with his
for me. This is for me. This is not for anybody else. It's not for my wife. It's not for my kids. This is for me.
We host only statue and high-end collectibles meetup in the States. 1/6 and statue collectors 4 days. Ooh, tons of special
meetup,
like big mixer, networking, even event for collectors and companies. Oh, where is this? That sounds interesting. Let me see. Dude, if you don't understand sales and business, then you will never understand.
You're a dope, man.
you guys are insane.
Hey, Mike, you're a lost cause, bro.
I know. Is uncarded? Is he a 20-year-old kid or is he our age?
Uncarded. I asked Uncarded for his name. He told me Kick Rocks. Okay, so I don't know.
Okay, all right then.
So I don't know anything about him. We talk every day. I don't even know.
He's the mystery crowdfunder. I got it.
It's a mystery crowdfunder. Oh man. Let's see. Thomas Jones says, "Hot Toys is $1 billion company."
You know what? I think that's true now.
It's got to be true. It's
right?
got to be true. Oh my god. Come on, guys. No need to bicker over stats. There are so many avenues of collecting. It's not like they do classes on 1/6.
I wish they did release the numbers, though.
211.
I would love to just get a little internal insight. You know what I mean? Just something.
You guys in the panel don't understand. Beloved, get some in your hands. Sometimes was your dream and you have it. Absolutely. No, we understand what you mean. 100%. White people. Well, no, white people. What he's trying to say is, how white people get, one single figure, and that's the point he's trying to make. Meaning, right. You'll get it because it's something from your childhood as a kid, and now that you're a grown person and you could buy it, and it's a fancy one, it's a high quality one.
I'll never forget RoboCop. Come on, RoboCop, getting that die-cast RoboCop in your hands the first time. Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, I got the original RoboCop 3, the very first one Hot Toys made. So having that. And then having the die cast, that hits you completely.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, that blew my socks off.
Bob says, when Fabs comes over, I have to have my Funkos and my Matchbox cars. He makes fun of me.
You know what's funny? I actually bought. It's crazy. Look this is how crazy I am as a collector. Mattel has a thing called it's not Maddie Club. It's like, what is it called? RLC. Red Line Collectors. It's like a car collector thing for these cars, right? And they sell the sets. So at the end of the year, they sell every car they sold throughout the year in this like you should have saw this box come into my house, Fabs. It's like a crate of Matchbox cars. I didn't know what I was thinking, but it was like $600. I'm like, you know what the heck? I'll buy it. I'll see what it is. But let me tell you, within months after getting that, like it sells for double on eBay.
Oh, that's awesome. That's always good when you know that something you just bought is gonna get some value.
But I don't sell it. It's in my storage unit. That's me. I'm a hoarder.
Guys, and now our last topic real quickly. So I don't know who's been watching X-Men. I started watching the X-Men because the guys in the chat were talking about it.
Awesome.
And so I started watching it right away. So the first 2 episodes, very good so far. But, okay, as you guys know already, or may know or may not know, Hot Toys looks like they're making the entire X-Men 97 line, right? But something that kept popping up in the first 2 episodes that I noticed, and I'm going to ask you guys his opinion, but I have a feeling that at some point Hot Toys is making this. What do you guys think? Brandon, I'm going to go with you. Are you watching the show at all or no?
I'm not. I absolutely will though. I tend to wait when it comes to shows, especially when I get super excited about them, because I don't know if they're doing it with this one. If they drop all the episodes at once, it's Disney, so I'm sure they're going to just drop them one at a time.
Yeah, well,
I hate the wait, man. I get hooked on a show and I cannot wait. I'll lose interest before I'll sit there and wait a week for the next episode. So I'm waiting until we got a good cluster of episodes out, and then I'm going to sit down and watch them and get a feel.
Get you hooked.
I am a maniac fan of that 97 series. Bro, I cannot tell you how many times, like the excitement that I felt when my dad told me, Mijo, if you press the EP button on the VCR, you can record 6 hours on one tape instead of 2. Oh. Because I used to record the show every Saturday morning. I couldn't get enough of it.
Right. That's crazy. Well, the point of this. So one thing before we get started with the topic, for those who may not know, the original series went from 92 to 96. Okay. This new 97, it's called 97 for that reason. It's supposed to be a continuation.
We got one season. We got one season of the old show.
Say it again?
I said we only got one season of the old show.
But it says
wrong about that. Am I wrong about that?
No, it says it went from 92 to 96. Look it up. That's why this one's called 97. So
I don't remember that far back.
Well, that's what it said. So I don't know.
On October 31st, 92.
Right. And then I went up to 96 because 97 is the reason why they call this 97.
Wow, look at that. I can't believe it. No, right? You're absolutely right.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I remember that. I do remember. I remember the story arc with Phoenix and the Tal Shiar. That was pretty awesome. But gosh, I thought we only got, I can't believe it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I brought that up, because I feel like a lot of people don't know this already. So that's why, you're wondering, oh, why is it called 97? That's why, because it's a continuation of the show of, it ended 96. Professor X is no longer, around, as you guys know. But that's why I brought up this picture. And like I said, it kept coming up multiple times during the 2 episodes. So the reason I'm bringing it up is because I believe that these figures are going to be made by Hono, right? Mm-hmm. This is a very iconic crew, right? These very early on X-Men. Also, you see the Beast here. So this is going to be a nice looking figure. We may get an Archangel or an Angel, whatever you want to call them. Even though they're 2 different characters, they could give us the Wonder Woman, wings painted a different color, as you can see, or a different style of ring or whatever, right? Cyclops is easy. Jean Grey, easy. Professor X, since he's not on the show right now, it looks like we may get him from this release, right? Again, if they decide to do this. So, Brandon, you think they'll even bother with this?
I hope they do, man. I hope they do, because I got into X-Men. Gosh, it had to have been 1990 or 91. Maybe it was even with the show in 92 that because I read the comic books. I always had the comic books. My first job was sweeping the parking lot when I was 13 years old, sweeping the parking lot of a comic book store so I could get my books every month. But I really, really hope we do see these. I think it would be a severely missed opportunity, especially with the timing that we're getting now. Mm-hmm. On the VHS tapes. But I really, really would love to see these. I was always a huge fan of Bobby Drake, so I think they could do something really cool with Iceman. Not do like a white body like you see with Gore or with Vision, but like do something with a crystalline structure to it. Some kind of plastic that's clear.
That's not. I don't think that's Iceman. I think isn't that supposed to be Morph?
Oh, that's Morph. Yeah. So, but I think it would be really, really great if they did it. I would definitely be in for them. I hope my wife lost interest and tuned out because she hears that she's going to throw something at me. But I would, the original X-Men line. This was just before I became super passionate about X-Men. So I would definitely, as an adult collector, I would jump in on every one of these, especially with Professor X.
Yeah, Bob. I just got the email that it went up to like $140 something for the year now. Can you imagine? It started at $60 2 years ago. It's going up to now $140. Can you imagine? Michael, what do you think? We're getting this? We're not getting this? Do you care for them?
No, I mean, not on a cartoon. I won't get a Hot Toys figure based off of a cartoon. I mean, no, yeah. I mean, they're gonna, X-Men's coming to the MCU, so
yeah.
I will 100% get the XM or the X-Men from the MCU.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, and I love the origin outfits. I mean,
but remember, this is going to be Hono, so they're going to be like 150, 160. So what about that?
Well, look, and that might tempt me. You know what I mean, right? Because I'm not fully committed. I mean, if they're 150 a piece, and I'm not spending $300 a figure,
right?
But
I think that's what's going to make people. You're going to have people with that entire X-Men line by Hono. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I just need, I don't know. I need an actor related head sculpt. I mean, again, that is why I like these Hot Toy figures so much. Is they're little human beings on the shelf. It's that likeness in 1/6 scale that really, really appeals to me. So
that's what
these won't have that. These are going to be a cartoon, right? A cartoon related sculpt, basically.
Right.
So
it's going to be perfect for what Hono is making. Because look, this is a Wolverine. Wait, let me move this out of the way. Hold on.
Yeah, the Hono Wolverine.
Right. So this is a Hono Wolverine, face right here. This is a Hono Wolverine face. This is
Sure.
it's all mouth plates. You know what I mean? That's all it is.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have a what do you call it? A very simple head sculpt here, another one here, another one here, another one here. The only difficult ones, if you want to say that, is going to be this one, and the realistic one is going to be Professor X. And like I said, we're going to get him with the wheelchair, most likely, hopefully, right? I don't see how we could get him without, what is he going to do? Stand? You know what I mean? Like you want to put him on a base, right? So he has to come with the wheelchair.
We'll see this from Mezco before we see it from, I think, Hono.
Yeah, but Mezco's, we're talking about, $100 figures there as opposed to,
well, like it'll be like a set, like that Fantastic Four set was $400, right? So if they do an X-Men set of the original characters, $400 set, that would be
And I mean, I would be totally down with these because this comes from a simpler time. Like we don't need any accessories with these guys. So I would totally be down if they were just Hono releases.
Correct. Exactly. What can you possibly get with them?
Yeah, exactly.
You just want it for that nostalgia, for that look. You know what I mean? That old school X-Men Origins look.
Yeah, these very simple costumes are like perfect for, I feel like that, I don't know, that Mezco format. I feel like that's where that fits really well. Because it's not that highly detailed, accurate, pouches and zippers. That's where Hot Toys excels.
Correct. With the fanciness. TX Boy, it's not Iceman, it's Morph. Fabs, you seen my X-Men collection? No. Show me. Send me a video so I can pull it up. 1/6 Junket. This is my boy. This is my boy. Oh my god. I don't see these coming. All they are is black faces. No, I'm telling you, you'll see. It's not about the faces, it's about the outfits. You're gonna see.
And they're doing a whole new run in the comics with the X-Men. If you guys don't, I don't know if you guys follow.
Oh, I heard too. I heard about that. Is it supposed to tie in with the new show, or are they just completely starting?
No, but it's just a whole new, new X-Men run. Mm-hmm. And Ryan Stegman, he's probably my favorite comic book artist at the moment.
Yeah.
He's doing the main. I think there's 3 versions of it. You know what I mean? But 3 X-Men stories that are gonna move forward. But he's doing the main one.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was, but there was somebody talking about, like, I'm a little bit nervous about that because what they were talking about was where we want to make the X-Men more inclusive, so maybe it's time for a name change as well. And I'm going, like I'm not afraid of the story evolving, okay? But what we've seen over, especially like the last 10 years, especially with Disney, is like a push toward political statements. rather than good storytelling. So it's like, if you want to change the name of the X-Men, I will co-sign that only if it makes sense. I will co-sign it only if it fits with the storytelling. Okay, but if you're coming in and saying, okay, we're we feel like we're discriminating against our fans because we call them X-Men instead of X people, I don't have time for that, man. I'd rather be banging my head into the wall. That's just where I'm at with it.
Well, one thing that I noticed, also that you bring up this point. I don't know if you guys watched the video of all the people that were involved with these like Marvel movies, and the one thing they all have in common is they all say during the interview, I didn't really know much about comics. We were not really into the comics. We did not use much comic material. Every single person said the same thing, that they were not into the comics at all. No wonder these movies are all garbage.
Yeah, and that's that's what's got me so upset with the whole Acolyte thing that we were talking about on Tuesday, is that I almost want to give them the benefit of the doubt when they said, yeah, we brought in another writer into the writer's room who had never seen Star Wars before. It's like, I can almost get on board with that if she's got the writing chops. Okay, because I do a fair amount of writing myself. I've been working on a sci-fi novel for 4 years now, and I know what it's like to come into it with an objective point of view. But also, here's the thing. Okay, what we've seen historically from Disney is pushing an agenda over storytelling. Okay, and it winds up sowing a lot of enmity between amongst the fan base between each other. Like, instead, like, you can never go, like, especially the Acolyte stuff is a perfect example. If you go to the post that Movie Critic and all those other different rags are going ahead and posting about, everybody is like, I hate this because this person doesn't know Star Wars, and then I hate you because you don't know this person, and it's hate. It's like, no, we just, let's get away from it. If you want to talk politics, do it in the stories. The X-Men TV show in 1992 was heavily political, but they weren't shoving politics down your throat. They were showing you what racism was like in a fictional universe.
Correct.
Okay, and it really nailed a lot of points home. Like in the first, I think, 2 or 3 episodes, tell me that each one of us wasn't Jubilee when she came home from school after discovering her powers and hid in the closet crying. Like, we've all been through that. Okay, so you use that type of shared suffering or that type of shared mutual experience to develop a passion and a love for the character. Okay, and then you take that character and it's like watering a plant. I raise orchids. You know how long it takes an orchid to bloom? I have some orchids that are blooming for the first time in 2 years. So you have to water that character and you have to grow that character so that way people care about it.
Right.
And then, it's like crafting from clay. You can't just put the message in there and force it. It doesn't work. Right. And so that's what my biggest fear is with the whole X-Men comic book reboot, is that they're going to go more toward that.
They're forcing it. That's exactly what they're doing. They're pushing it so hard that you're like, what the hell? It doesn't fit.
Yeah, Nathan's got the point right there. Because if we look, okay, when did, and I struggle with calling it a renaissance, but it's kind of the Disney Star Wars renaissance, is when you had fans like Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, who, if you've seen the memes where it's like, oh yeah, it's like they took the adverts from the Star Wars toys from 1980, and they're like, look, it's little Jon Favreau and little, they're playing Star Wars as kids. That's what we need. We need the fans who have been firmly entrenched and addicted to the property for their entire lives to write these stories. It's like, I don't remember a time. I was born in '82. Star Wars dropped in '77. I don't remember a time where I wasn't absolutely in love with Star Wars, except for the sequels. Okay, I've always loved Star Wars. So it's people like me, people like everybody else who's out there who just loves these properties should be writing the stories for them. Right. And if you're going to bring somebody in as a consultant to make sure that the theme moves forward, that the story moves forward, I can get on board with that if we're not forcing the agendas. And it doesn't matter what the political view is. If they're pushing anything that's real world into the story,
it'll flow. It'll flow.
It'll flow if it's done correctly.
Correct.
That's what I'm saying. Take the character, water the character, watch the character grow into something that you can really appreciate. And then you have a whole generation of diehard fans who aren't fighting each other over the fact that you did something shitty with their stories.
Right. Now, question for you. Do you think that the fact that they're hiring these writers that have no idea about these comic books. Do you think that's money related? Like, obviously, you would have to pay them less because they're not experienced in the thing. Would that be a thing? Do you think?
I work in this industry. For anybody, I don't know, we've discussed it before, but I'm an IT consultant in entertainment. I work on a lot of the big shows
Right.
on,
Yeah, you said,
for different networks. But so I don't think that's really a thing. Okay. Because I see an inordinate, insane spend on nonsense. Like, I could tell stories on just wild spends. So I don't think it comes down to the money aspect at all. I think it comes down to, like, and I hate to say it, I hate to keep going in this direction, but if you look at a person's politics and whether or not they align with the people who are creating and show running, then you're going to kind of get the feel for where it's coming from. And that's my biggest dread about the whole thing, is that, we're bringing this person, great, fresh eyes, no problem. But if their politicals and their public statements are all in line with what we've come to expect up until this point, we're going to get more of the same.
Get rid of Kathleen.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Get rid of Kathleen,
bro. Yeah. That she was told. I'm just going to throw this out there for giggles, but she was told completely hands off the Star Wars franchise when Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau took over. And every time that there's a movie that's been coming that was queued up to happen, and she gets involved, it flutters. It turns into dust. So,
that's insane. Brandon, looks like you were correct. It is Iceman. Apparently, for the OG, it is Iceman, and from the new show, it's Morph.
No, I was going to say, I remember Iceman being in that generation. That was the first one I'd ever seen.
I don't, and the only reason why I said Morph is because, obviously, number one, he's on the show.
He looks like Morph.
And he looks like Morph.
Probably why.
Right. He doesn't even look any different, to be like, oh, he doesn't look like Morph. He looks exactly like Morph.
That's a horrible Iceman. If that
exactly. Let me see. TXO said this kind of pop culture needs to be made by fans like that. Yep.
Exactly. Same thing we've been saying. It's so true.
All right. So, Michael, what do you think? It's coming? It's not coming? Do you think this set is coming? And would you buy it if they do make them? Hono?
Like I said, maybe, but probably not. I would probably wait for MCU X-Men.
Yeah, I would get them just number one, so I could have the Professor Rex in the wheelchair finally. But I think this classy, set, it's going to look incredible on a shelf. Like, having all these just like this together, I think it'll look very, very good.
Like something like this, like, again, in that origin outfit, yes. I go to that lower scale. That's where I have the room for it. So again, it would be a Mezco thing, like the Fantastic, if the Fantastic Four, if they did a 1/6 version of Fantastic Four in that original light blue, pajamas that they all wear, I don't think that would look that great in that big of a scale. It just kind of would look goofy. You know what I mean? I think it looks better in a smaller scale. That's me.
And also, regarding Iceman, wasn't he in like the Super Friends, Spider-Man and Super Friends or something? It was like,
we don't talk about Super Friends, do we?
Well, but he was. It was Firestarter. It was Firestarter.
Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends.
Oh, and his Amazing Friends, right? It was Firestarter, Iceman, and Spider-Man, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was
back
awesome.
in the day too.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was back in the day too. I remember. Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense, as the '97 show made some slight changes to Morph. Nothing needs stands out, but the chances are slightly apparent. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would think that it's Morph, but if you guys are saying, that it's Iceman, then it's Iceman. Glued at wings. Iceman also looks snowmanish in the beginning.
Yeah.
Glued, this is the way. Glued.
I don't know what glued is, but I feel like I need to know.
Well, glued means, so it was a term that came regarding in art. So people are making fun of, if you dissect gluing, it's glue and rooting. So you're really not rooting anything. You're gluing hair on the head instead of rooting like a doll. You know what I mean?
Right.
So insteed of saying rooting, we say gluing.
Do you like Avengers or X-Men better, Fabs?
Avengers or X-Men? Well, are we talking movie X-Men? We're talking Avengers, right? Avengers, basically the core ones will say, Captain America, Thor. Right, from the movie though? From the movie or from the comics?
Just your general. Like, if you had to pick property-wise, do you like the Avengers or do you like the X-Men? What do you gravitate towards more?
I would say the Avengers just because they're all different, right? X-Men, they're all X-Men, right? It's a team, even though the Avengers are a team, but they don't wear like a t-shirt, you know what I mean? They don't wear
Avengers
a
don't wear the same,
uniform.
right? The costume. Yeah.
Right. They don't wear a uniform. So I love X-Men, but if I had to pick, I would go.
I'm an Avengers guy over X-Men. I think it's just because I grew up in the 80s and I was tailing out into the 90s. So I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with it, but
I'm heavily X-Men over Avengers. My brother was very firmly into the Avengers. He read the comic books and stuff. You know what was interesting is that I think I gravitated toward the X-Men because of that story that we got in '92. You know, about
the Jim Lee,
the
right?
government, grinding down on them because they were mutants and stuff. I think I identified a little bit with that story. You know, because it was similar to the things that I had experienced. I mean, that was right around the time I had been called certain slurs for the first time in my life. So I think that directed me
as an
a
immigrant.
bit.
You mean as an immigrant, as being like an immigrant?
I wasn't an immigrant. I'm second generation, but
like being Spanish, like
yeah, because you know I for a short time I was in some of the neighborhoods I've been into that I grew up in were pretty questionable, but yeah, there was a fair amount of like violent racism where I grew up, and it wasn't. You know, it was even, you know, Hispanics being racist toward one another. So I identified with that story and then the struggles. Like I felt like every character on the X-Men represented a certain archetype that you found in real life. Wolverine was absolutely my grandfather and my step grandfather, but the grandfather who raised me was a very much, you know, boy, kind of, he was that, and he was that exact attitude. Like when you see Wolverine tear the roof off of Scott's car in the garage after he kisses Jean, like that's what my grandfather was like. You know, like I can go through and I can name every character from that show. I can name somebody in my life that they represent for me. So maybe that's why I gravitated so much toward X-Men. Avengers were great, especially like in the movies. Like as soon as the MCU began with Iron Man, I was there 100%. I thought Robert Downey Jr. was an amazing pick for Tony Stark. Not that he was an amazing pick, but that he embodied what that character was.
You don't picture another Tony Stark, period.
No.
I can't.
No, I sure can't. And my brother is very much a like he hates the fact that, you know, that Black Panther was retired after the actor passed. Gosh, his name escapes me. Chadwick Boseman. After Chadwick died, then you know they retired the character because he's firmly for recasting and carrying the stories on, which I can see that. I just like I would like to see more films about more characters rather than exploring all the second, third, and fourth string characters that nobody cares about. You know, it's like Ms. Marvel, great. I mean, she had a comic book that was supposed to have a 6-month run, and they canceled it after 3, I think, because nobody read it. You know, so it's like I don't want to see those characters that nobody cares about. I want to see the story arcs for the characters that we love expanded. It's like there's a meme that circulates out there. It's like, do I want to sit through a 7-hour movie because it covers every single point in the book? Yes, I do. Give it to me. Every moment of it. I won't even get up to pee. Just let me go. I'll sit in the theater. I'll hire somebody to refill my popcorn and my soda when I need it, you know? But so
oh man.
I just would like to see more stories with those characters. Like let's expand on them. Like why are we so afraid of having a 4-hour Dune movie? You know what I mean? Like let's do it.
Oh, that's crazy. You're a little hardcore with the reading, I feel like, you know.
Oh yeah, very much so.
It's insane.
How can you tell?
How can you tell? Just the bookstore behind you. All right, guys. So we're out of here. Michael, anything coming soon? Are you expecting anything?
You know what? I bought a hot toy the other day.
What'd you get?
I got the droid set.
Oh, I'm so
Did you see it? It popped up on eBay for retail. I grabbed it.
No way.
It's the RG4, the
R5D4 with
the pit droid.
What was it? It was that
with the pit droid.
Yeah, exactly. The pit droid. Yeah.
Wait,
popped up. I got an alert on eBay. Like I have an alert saved on eBay, and I got an email saying, "Hey, here it is for $245 or something." I'm like, "Oh God."
Any trades?
What? Taking any trades?
Any trades?
No.
I thought you
I
were
actually
looking,
got
I
pretty
heard you were
lucky.
looking for a quarter scale Grogu.
A quarter scale what?
Grogu.
Not like they were free or anything.
No. Although I got to start selling some things, man, because I am sitting on so many hot toy boxes. I really got to start moving some stuff out of here.
Well, make a
What are you
list and
selling in the way of Star Wars?
I'll share it in the group for you. And then whoever wants, I'll take a commission.
You know what? I should do that. You know what? I might have to move my storage unit. So let me tell you, you might be. I might be calling you up to help me.
I told you I was waiting on you.
Let me tell you, we'll have a blast just going through that storage unit to see what's in that. You want to talk about a hot toy box?
I'm definitely, guys. Just know this: when this happens, I'm videoing the entire thing. Just so you guys know what's in
That's
there.
why you want to come.
Exactly. Just so you guys can see what's in there.
I didn't even think of that. I would have let you come. I'm not going to be. No, I'll hire somebody.
Live stream, okay? Live stream. All right, Brandon. Anything? Any news for you?
I'm just going to tease. Probably within the next week to 10 days, I'll have something really big to announce that a lot of people I think are going to find interesting.
Yeah,
so.
I already know what it is, and you guys are gonna. It's cool. It's very cool. All right, guys. So, what's coming for me? Like I said, my next Funko is coming, and I would never. I only bought those because I like the Hulkbuster in them, and believe it or not, I got two of these because somebody customed the Hulkbuster 2.0 with a Hulk coming out of it. And when I saw this being made by Funko, I said, I'm never going to buy the Hot Toys. Nobody's ever going to make that. It was a custom. So I said, you know what? Let me buy the Funko. So that's why I got two from GameStop. GameStop was down the street at one point. Remember GameStop was down the street, Mike?
Yeah. You're talking in that plaza with the the supermarket. Yeah.
Yep. And so with Lidl.
Yep.
And so that's where I got them. They were GameStop exclusives.
Oh, no.
So that's why I have them. Oh, let me see. Wait. What was that? Just regular Hulk, right?
Yeah.
You got it signed by who?
Lou Ferrigno, buddy.
Oh, any trades?
You know what? The only reason I hate Pops, man. I was
gonna say, where am I? Am I in the Twilight Zone right now? I'm on a Pop channel.
This was a birthday gift from my brother. He went out of his way to get it signed by Lou Ferrigno, so I can't let it go just because of the sentimental value. But
if you need
I hate Pops.
if you need a quarter scale Grogu, let me know.
Oh, jeez.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being so active in the chat. We'll be back tomorrow with the real ones at about 1-ish, 1:15, 1:30 latest. Hopefully, if people show up. If not, then we may postpone it, but it looks like the show may be happening either way. Obviously, if it's canceled, then you won't see the announcement for it. But as always, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.